All right. Hello. What's going on? Race Brain Podcast. Guys, big announcement. I'm not doing an intro this week. I've decided I'm good on the intros.
Oh, really?
So this is our intro. Say hello
I
to
didn't know we do
everybody.
intros.
Yeah, I was going to say, BK Pride has no idea. We do intros. Not anymore. We're done.
You did one for Matt B. Davis when he asked you to pretend it was your show, right?
At the end of the episode. I don't know where he
Yeah.
actually put that.
He put it at the intro or at the beginning.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Bracken, you did an intro one time. You like sped right through it. You're like, Race Brain Podcast, here we are. Okay, now we're starting.
Yep.
And that was one and
that's
done.
what you got to know your role in life. A man's got to know his limitations. I'm not like a put me in front of the teleprompter and say stuff.
Please.
I'm a place me in the middle of a room and give me a topic.
Do you have any jobs this weekend? Announcing?
I had two jobs.
You're doing both?
I've got them coming at me from both sides.
The way you like it. So you're doing not Deca, you're doing Spartan and Savage?
Savage Maryland.
Kane
Right?
and Savage.
Who you got with you?
Francesca and David Megida.
Nice. Who and who? Do you any idea? Does it matter?
Hmm?
Who's doing which one? Do you
Oh,
even care?
Megida with 3K.
Hmm. Oh yeah, because Francesca's been doing this.
Francesca
Savage.
with Savage, yeah.
Yeah, we got an exciting weekend. We're gonna do a draft for Spartan here. It's hard enough to do a preview on one race. Jack spends all of his time trying to figure out who's coming, is generally lied to. We don't quite know who's gonna be where. So we're not gonna preview Savage. We're just doing Spartan this weekend. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about some Hyrox stuff. We had some more results come in this past weekend, and we are officially done. The regular season is over. It's on to the postseason, which will be in 2 weeks for the World Championships. So the Elite 15 is set. Tom Hogan took the trip to Hong Kong and punched his ticket into that Elite 15, running 58.16. He did it, man. He went after it and got it.
Yeah.
It's one of the most ludicrous, just efforts to try to make it. But I respect it. That is not easy to do. We've done the international travel thing, and for him to deliver on that when you don't know what the course is going to be like. We haven't really seen Hong Kong. I maybe there was one last year, but to pull it off and not know if it's going to be like Spain or if it's going to be like the US, that's a risk, and it paid off.
It's one of those things where in hindsight you look at it and say, wow, that was just waiting for someone, but you had to actually pull it off.
Yeah.
You had to endure double-digit hours of travel, time zone craziness, food, water, things that are going to be designed to give you a bad race stomach. Like all that travel, just your back's going to give out or your stomach's going to go or something. You have to absorb it all and handle your business. And he did it. Rich will get into the confounding factors outside of it, but I'm going to stick to
great effort.
Listen, they laid the cards on the table and say, you may play with any of these. And he picked one up and he played it.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have rather it not been that way, but he had qualified at Cologne, maybe or one of the German races that a few people qualified at. And then the next week, Peter Schiller knocked him out. So his back was against the wall. They canceled the race in Copenhagen. So he's like, all right, we're going.
I asked you a list of people you thought deserved to be in it. He was up there on the list. So of anyone to make a trip other than you, he was probably next up in terms of you should probably be at the championship.
Yeah.
So at least it's someone who does belong there.
Deserved isn't, I don't think that's the context. It was more like
there's no such thing as deserve.
Right.
Correct.
Who I was worried about knocking me out. He was one or two names that I had mentioned about that. Yeah. I was concerned that could potentially be in the Elite 15 because he's good. He's a legit athlete. I wish I knew his PRs offhand, but in his younger,
I have his results. So he went under an hour 3 separate times. Basel at the end of last year, and then Cologne 58.47, 58.16 in Hong Kong right here.
Yeah, I mean as a younger running athlete, I think he was like a 2:21 or something like that.
Yeah,
a fast marathon.
Very, very fast.
He has a really fast road 5K. No, not 5K, 50K as well. That I couldn't really wrap my head around. Yeah, he's legit.
one of those athletes that of the people not qualified for the Elite 15, he had a higher chance than anyone else to be top 10 at Worlds.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people that weren't in the Elite 15 that could qualify and might take last at Worlds. He wasn't on that list. He's not going to bomb at Worlds. You wouldn't think. He's not a candidate for go out there and run a 68-minute race. He's going to run 58 or he's going to run 60. You know, he's going to be in that range.
He's going to be where he's going to end up wherever he ends up, regardless of the time, right? Like he was going to get 8th through 10th probably.
Yep.
No matter what happens, like he's going to race well, and what he's
he
capable
is who
of
we
doing.
thought he was.
You could say that is the case. So I'm glad that he went. You know, it's definitely a big risk to go out there and do it. James Kelly finished second in the race. He finished in 58:36, and if Tom didn't show up, he would have qualified by 1 second.
Because Tom had the 58, or no, Tom had 58:47. You're right.
Yeah, and the guy that knocked out Bo Wills, I believe.
Bo Wells, you're right. Yep.
I think he was 58:37. So it would have been 1 second different. That's got to be a gut punch for James, because he's tried. He lives in Australia, I believe, and he's done, I think, at least 3 races in Europe, and then this was kind of his hometown race. What's the flight like from Australia to Hong Kong?
Can't be short. Asia is big. Pacific Ocean is big. You got to fly. So
my guess is 7 hours.
7 hours.
I was going to say it's probably comparable to flying across the U.S. That's my guess. Maybe a little more.
Which isn't too bad, you know.
We got a stat guy checking on this.
I can look it up. Keep talking.
I got IT on it.
All right. Yeah.
So I mean, he put it out there as well, but looks like 9.5.
Oh, 9.5. I was wrong.
That's bigger.
If Sydney's where he's coming from, I'm not exactly sure where I just put in Sydney.
Is he Australia? I thought he was New Zealand. Maybe I
think he's Australian.
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna offend 2 countries.
Well, I looked up Auckland to just in case he's from New Zealand to Hong Kong, and that's 11.5 hours. So yeah, we're talking like Anchorage to Miami level flight. That would not be.
You know what that means to people in this country? Nothing.
Not a thing.
People don't know where Anchorage is.
Yeah, we're not talking about freaking Canada.
I know people who thought that at one point there was a floating like square around in the Pacific Ocean around Alaska, because you know how in maps they don't show it up in the northwest corner.
Oh.
They thought there was literally a barrier around there, and they're like, "How's Alaska so cold? It's next to Hawaii." Like,
that's great. That's amazing.
Good. Not good school system.
What we learn in school
situation.
Dude, underrated movie.
Yeah,
underrated.
You want to know who else got robbed during this race? Speaking of James Kelly, Gabe Heck. That's
This is the story. This is the story of the race.
Tell the story.
So Gabe ran his debut, and he is an American who lives in Vietnam,
Thailand, I believe.
Where?
I thought it was Thailand.
Thailand. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're correct. And he's a big, strong, fast athlete. So this is his first time running it. He was the first to cross the finish line in 58:01, which would have put him, I think, 10th in the Elite 15.
Would that have been the best debut ever? Also,
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anything better than that. But he went in the out or out the in, one of the two. And I believe the course, they were right next to each other, and that's a 1-minute penalty. So he went from 58:01 to 59:01, moving him from first to third, and having him be out of the Elite 15 with that 1-minute penalty.
With the course layout, estimate the time he saved by doing.
I'll have to look at it at the course layout, but I don't know, 3 seconds.
My guess was 3 seconds.
Single digit seconds.
If that. Because, yeah, I mean, it could have been conceivably 0 seconds, but 3 might be a fair penalty to apply. Oh, yeah. That's a tough application of the rule, which was applied correctly.
And it just automatically comes on, and they didn't do that thing, and they couldn't be like, well, this course layout didn't really save him any time. Let's put him in, and we'll bump out Peter Schiller, because there was real stakes on the line here. Like, those are the rules.
Now, is it explicitly written in the rules 1 minute the penalty if you enter the wrong zone? Yeah. That's in there?
Yeah.
So it's not a made up Spartan. We're going to add up 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay.
This happened to Rylan in the first LA
Yeah,
race.
yeah, you're right, because he did have that 1 minute penalty.
And that actually kept him out of North American championships if he would have not had that. So yeah,
Wow.
I mean, because there are courses that it would be an advantage to go in the out, where it's like when there's 2.5 lap courses or the out or whatever it is. But this one wasn't that. The in and out were kind of in the same spot. So he could have just overshot.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he didn't even realize he did it.
It's race
Now,
brain.
That's straight up race brain.
Well,
And
we
it
call it
happened.
that. Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Gabe did a post after, and he said he didn't find out for hours after the
Hours?
race.
Oh no.
Like he was basically leaving the venue, and that's when he found out. Like I'll try to pull up his post, but like the timing on that's brutal, because I think the guys go end of the day, so they were like finishing up everyone else, and then that's a tough way to find out.
Plus, he's got 48 hours to confirm from Manchester. He might have been already looking at
Oh yeah,
Airbnbs and flights.
Yep.
Well, it shows up in the results right away. It's automatically added.
Yeah.
So he must just not check the results. So that's what as soon as I'm done with Hyrox, I'm like, let me see where my sled push stacked up this time. And
I think he might have edited the post description before, but I saw something where
that would
he
be
definitely didn't. Maybe it was on a different something he got tagged in, but I thought it was not an immediate. Like he still crossed the line. He thought he won for a while, and then found out. Sorry, you're not going to Worlds.
They don't do overall podiums at Hyrox during the regular season events, so he still could have like won his age group, you know, and got up there and had his flag
His
and been
moment.
like, yeah, and but.
I think the most important part of this, though, does that mean Bracken is the third best Wisconsin hybrid athlete? Because Marcus Wallace and you're not ahead of Gabe at this point.
Well, we said Greater Milwaukee.
Greater Milwaukee. I don't know what part of Wisconsin he's from, but that's where he grew up.
Wisconsin's that we stand together. All right.
Okay.
We're not going to segregate. You're not
one.
going to redline us here, Jack. The takeaway is that he's Wisconsin strong. And if you take a look at the sleds, people are tired of us harping on this, but it actually was a joke what the sleds look like compared to others. You had people jogging behind the sleds, which you don't have the option to do normally. So if you take 2 minutes and add it on,
he's not in.
He's a 60:01 debut.
Which is still really good.
He's going to be a problem. There's no one in this sport that debuted faster than 60:01, is there?
There was a guy at the London race who was under, and I think James Kelly was actually under in the UK as well in his first race.
His debut. Okay.
His debut.
So,
yep.
So 3 people then.
There's been a couple
lifetime.
One guy recently.
Yeah. One guy I forget his name, but
Graham Holiday or something, or
no, not Graham. No. It was a different guy. It just happened.
Yeah.
So I'm a little off on my stats. I accept that, but I'd lose a point or two if you were Tony Reale. But the point stands that we can name who else has done what he just did, even if you take into account the sleds, which rumor is the sleds were so fast, the carpets were so slippery and slidey for those sleds that they added up to 40 kilos for sled pulls
like
later
pounds.
In the day to get them moving.
Yeah.
Almost 90. Wow.
So yeah, two more big plates, because they were. I mean, so Gabe had a 138 sled push. BK, fellow North American doubles champion, 2-time. When you won the men's North American championship doubles with me, what was our time?
135.
135 on the sled push. Just to give context, like that's
Splitting.
us splitting it with lighter weight.
We did half of each length with about a half second of transition per, and which probably makes up to that 138. He just went unbroken.
Yeah,
quickly. And
we weren't pushing as hard as we could, but like
it moved the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't a problem. So to push a 138, and I mean, you could do the simple math of just adding the 2 minutes and say it's maybe it's a three flat or whatever. But it doesn't make up for the effort. Like you can't judge what these fast sleds you can't account for what these harder slow sleds do to your energy levels and how that affects your runs and your sled pull and your burpee broad jump. So like straight up time on top of it, like yes,
Yeah.
but also the effort that it's like burpees in a Spartan race. Like, right? It's like, yes, it's the 2 minutes or whatever it takes, but also you just did 30 burpees.
Yeah, and especially the pull. That time under tension of the pull is significantly different on a 2-minute pull versus a 4-minute pull. You're not doing necessarily double the amount of pulls. Each pull is taking twice as long. And so you're sitting there squeezing hard with your quads walking backwards, squeezing hard and putting out effort for double the time on each rep. So even just putting 135 on the bar and benching it fast versus benching it at 2 count, count is significantly different. That's what the cost is on these heavy pushes and pulls. It's time under tension for each step that you're fighting for.
Right.
That's hard to quantify.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think where the US Times, they look at the slides and be like, oh, whatever, like you guys are just not pushing them hard. It's like, no, they're harder and it takes longer and we're exhausted after it.
And we have data points of people coming over and not doing it. So
we don't have a ton though. Just that, like, and even because the World Champions Labs last year, they took weight off of the sled because they're like, this isn't right. And so, and I think Gabe, we met him at Gov Games. He was like a great guy. Really,
he listens to the show also. So shout out to Gabe.
him. Yeah. And he really good athlete. And I know he can row really well. I asked him, he posted something about his 2K and I think it was under 640. Like,
yeah,
he's like legit.
Yeah, he's gonna be
like
14:45 5K PR or 55. Like he's good.
Yeah, but even if you
college runner,
state champion in high school.
Yeah. But like, even if did you watch him pull the sled?
No, I watched the push.
The pull, he was complete. He never opened his hips. He was able to have it extended and like a rounded back, and was still able to walk the sled backwards, which I don't think you could do that on an American sled.
Sure.
Unless you are crazy. Yeah. Unless you are insanely strong, and it's not efficient to do it that way. And his time was like, okay, it was like a 3:20, which is like good, you know.
Yeah. Kent's been sub 3, I think, and same as Hunter. But
yeah, but it's, you don't see
they're not doing that for him. Yeah.
And they hammer it. So no, this isn't an indictment of Gabe. He did phenomenal, and is just, you get what you get with courses, but
calling it what it is. Right.
Wisconsin coming in strong in 2024. There's gonna be a revolution. We're gonna have more people in the Elite 15 than any other state.
The odds are looking pretty good. We're gonna do an odds episode with Nick Riker. We're gonna put that on there. State with most Elite 15. What do you think? Minus 120?
Of the states right now, if you took top 30 times in the world.
Oh, we got Colorado though.
How many in the US? Like, you only have a few people actually.
Fine, let's say top 30 US times. Like, since we're talking states. If you broke down the US performances by state, what do you guys have?
Well, if you get Gabe, Kent. If you get Gabe, do I have to be Pennsylvania?
No, it's where you train out of.
So you don't get Gabe.
Well, I get him because he was born here and I'm the host.
Oh.
This is my point I'm making. It's me, Kent.
I'm lumping it together for the purpose of
Katie Knight,
the exercise. So we get him and you get Colorado to add, because there's no other Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, okay.
So you and Kent, that's 2.
You could see Callie doing well. Like, if we're, she's done well in doubles. Mm-hmm. Katie Knight up in Boulder.
Well, we got who else is there?
Is she Callie, or is she Colorado?
Yeah, she's kind of both. Hunter could be kind of. He
lives in Boulder, right? Yeah. Cole Schwartz.
True. She can have Colorado. Hunter has to be California.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Wisconsin has a good claim.
We'll break it down on the show.
Well, they have 2. And I've got to get on board to give it a 3rd.
And if Kirk throws his hat into the mix, he could be
he's
Wisconsin.
Minnesota. He's not Wisconsin. Right?
He is Wisconsin. If Gabe's
I know. I'm just giving him a hard time.
Everybody's Wisconsin.
He and Gabe were both state qualifiers in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's true. So shout outs to those guys. Great effort. But I think that now, after this full season of Hyrox, the sleds that are new, that's what does it. It's not like the weight on top of it. It's not the carpets. It's just if the sled is fucked up because it's been used a bunch of times and the bottom's all scraped up, that makes it slower. And if
carpet
they're
too, though.
newer, I don't think so.
You don't think the
so.
carpet matters?
No, I think it's the same.
We saw people getting lumpy carpets in LA in some lanes. You saw people getting real good carpets in
It could be the floor under the
Hong
carpet.
Kong.
Polish or micro abrasions on there.
Like, yeah, the thing they put over in Dallas, the race I did, there was like a grate in the middle of the freaking carpet.
True.
I think it's
Anyway.
just how new the sleds are, because this is the second race in Hong Kong, right? Those sleds are basically brand new, and Spain, those courses are that's newer. The race in Glasgow, those are probably new.
So what happened in Miami?
Sand.
Where did my 7-minute sled come from?
Oh, that's when everybody was.
That was because it was 50 meters.
Everybody was just butter soft
Or
back
25
then.
meter sled.
we were
poles.
soft, and those were 25-meter.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Didn't know how to push a sled back then. I think the training is just. But I think that's just it. It's just how new are these sleds? Like if they gave us new equipment next year, we would see really fast times in the United States. But they're just like not going to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happened in Germany. They got some new sleds like halfway through the year, sent the old stuff to the pirate ships that took them up to the Nordic air region. So
I'm bringing my own sled next year.
that might be the
UILS.
solution. Yeah, that might be the solution there. But that's just the thing that every time these races happen in newer markets, you see these times like go crazy. So it's going to matter. Like there's going to be an Ireland race next year, and are they going to use the UK sleds, or are they going to get their own franchise and get their own amount of sleds? If so, let's go to Dublin. Let's do it. We'll see. We'll catch up with Tom Hogan and see what's up.
Here's what I think we should do.
What should we do?
I think we should all take everyone in the Hybrid Dads of OCR Instagram group. Everyone go on over to Hong Kong. We all just propose, get married, or renew our vows. We'll make it a couples trip.
Nice.
Have a reason to go all the way over there, make it a thing, and then at the end, everyone punch their tickets. Even
like
Nick
it.
Riker could qualify.
He's definitely see if he'll propose. That's
Well,
the thing then.
He'll bring his
pressure.
dog.
Yeah. Soldier will be on the trip.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a big vacation out of it. Maybe even book a cruise ship, Joe DeSena style.
Across the Pacific. Yeah.
Whichever route you want to take. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a nautical
I prefer
engineer.
flying versus the Titanic type style.
Take the Panama Canal there
Are
somehow.
you forgetting about the Hindenburg?
I don't want to be on
Not
that
safe
either.
yet.
Yeah, let's take a Zeppelin.
Let's pass on that. So I guess in summary, Tom Hogan was the mover at this point. He got in.
Tom Hogan's in. Bo Wills is out.
Gabe is next.
Gabe is he's
Like
down
next, like ESPN next issue.
Got
Yeah.
you.
He's got next.
He's on deck.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of on deck, did you see what happened in the women's race? Not in Hong Kong, but for the top 15.
Oh, Ida's out.
Hybrid Fitness Media, Matt B. Davis's new company for that. Jezebel Kramer is in.
Man,
She's in the 15.
It's back to the tenths of a second.
yes, I
Ida.
believe so.
Yeah, Ida is no longer there, and this would be a nice transition because she will be in Big Bear racing. So yeah, she's just not going to be at the Hybrid Championship or Hyrox Championship.
It makes sense for her not to do it, especially after how poorly it went in
Euros.
the European Championships. Like if she's not going to put all of her eggs into this basket, I mean, she could go and it would be fun, and she could still get like 11th, 10th maybe with a good race, because there are some times on the women's side too that are like little suspect. But yeah, that's crazy. Jezebel Kramer gets the nod with tenths of a second.
And Antje Hardis is literally an identical time, and that 100th of a second, potentially less than 1 second for sure. That's the difference maker. That's insane.
And this is one of those times where the print doesn't tell the story. You take a look at this and it's like, all right, it's a blowout and everyone runs for second. And that's just not true.
No.
It's gonna be such a good race.
Oh, yeah.
Race of the decade.
Could very
Till
well be
next
the
year.
race of the decade. It's just like, I don't know how we'll do a full deep dive. We have a packed week next week, but I do want to do a full Hyrox preview for next week. We got to get drafting today, so I don't want to get too caught up into this.
I want to on one thing. I have a question for Jack and Rich. You're both fans of sport.
Mhm.
Has there ever been an endurance competition where there were 3 people who every championship you got to could be the one.
3.
Can you think of that? 2, yes.
3.
1, definitely. 3, like how long is this sustainable for? Is one of them going to have to fall off because we've never seen 3 equal playing field world champs ever? You can think of eras with 2. But 3.
Even if you just do Spartan, like it was always Lindsay and Susanna for a long time.
Triathlon,
Lindsay, Nicole.
Alan and Scott.
Yeah.
You go to Bekele and Gabor Selassie.
Yeah, like Sifan Hassan kind of ran away with most of the events, and then she was just a little tired at the end of last Olympics, despite how great.
3 people with maybe even odds. Could it be the same thing next year? All 3 should be able to get better next year.
What was that race?
Is this sustainable?
Bracken, what was there? I think it's called like the Great British Run or something like that, where it was Mo Farah, Haile Gebrselassie, and Kenenisa Bekele all sprinting to the finish line at the same time. Like those 3 were on a different level at the time. Like the Great Manchester Run, something like that. It was a half an hour. Great North Run, I think that might be it. Maybe 5-6 years ago when Mo Farah was still winning, but that was
at the tail end.
Yeah. But they were still, world class. I think Bekele still ran like a 2:02 or something at the time, and Gev was about 40. But yeah,
that's a very interesting point, because I'm trying to think of like NCAA cross country, for example, and usually it's like a runaway with 1, a runaway with 2, or a pack of like 7.
Favorites.
Yeah, it's like not usually 3.
No. And if they're 3, one's going to get dropped because they're just better than everyone else, but they're not as good as these 2. Or you have 2 that are the same with 1 clearly above. So until Meg ran that time, no one even had a half an inch up in this race. So I don't know of a time. And I've watched endurance sports my whole life where you had 3 people on such a level playing ground where anything could happen.
What about NASCAR? What about a NASCAR example?
I think it actually feels like college football, where like Georgia, Alabama, and maybe like Ohio State, they're always just like on a slightly different level. They all
play at the same time, just like a triangle.
I'm just thinking of like you
have to go outside endurance
NASCAR.
sports.
You're talking cars. Yeah.
Hey, that's racing. Well, I'm not sure what the status of Michaela is going to be. She hasn't done any aerobic activity in 7 weeks.
7 weeks?
7 weeks.
Is that just embellishing, or you like legit?
I think like she posted that. She hasn't done shit. So
I know a lot of people say like, oh, I haven't trained this offseason, but they're still doing, hour easy runs and stuff all the time.
No, I think medically she's just been cleared to start to do anything. And I think she's like lifting.
And now's the time to definitely go all in on your training a couple weeks before championship.
So Anche might get in.
Yeah.
Are there any other rumors of dropouts?
Not that I know of.
Chris for sure is going.
I mean,
she travels everywhere.
Come on.
She's a defending champ. I think she's been overlooked a little bit this year. I think she'd want to go just to prove people wrong.
Because Ida's not going because of Big Bear. But Chris is going to Big Bear.
Chris will do it all.
Chris will do it all.
Just did tactical games.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. I just want to show the men's graphic really fast because it makes me laugh. Look at the bottom 3 seeded times. They're all auto qualifiers. David Makita is the slowest qualifying time in this race, and he beat the shit out of basically everybody in this race, outside of Tobias and Hunter. And whatever. Peter Schiller, Thiago, they weren't in the race, but like they would have had the shit beat out of them as well. At North American Championships, slowest seed time.
And if there were a world rankings, Sandy would probably be in the 3 spot.
Yeah, he was 3rd at North American and European Championships.
Do you know what bothers me on this one? They've got back-to-back yellows for a couple of those, and back-to-back like Tom Hogan and Florian Gast. That color scheme, they messed that up.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there at Rocks Life, but they're going to hear about it from Jack Bauer. Good job with the color differentiation. Those are colors that you see well.
Yeah, good contrast.
Good.
Boston Bruins colors.
So shout outs to Rocks Life for the contrast. So everybody can equal opportunity to see this graphic.
Those are running public colors.
Ding, 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 ding. So we'll talk about this.
She's playing a mandolin.
We'll talk about this ad nauseum next week. And we might put together some odds. Riker and I, we got something cooking up. Might have a little special episode with just
Maybe
our
we
guy
can
Nick
do like
Riker.
a fantasy bet thing, like see who would have done the best.
We got to
like
figure out a
Horse racing. Do it like 1, 2, 3. You pick 3, something like that.
I know. I don't quite understand horse racing.
Yeah, you've got a week to figure it out.
I do.
Yeah.
YouTube exists.
If this were horse racing, half these entrants would be dead by race day.
Yeah.
It's a bad time to be a horse.
You're absolutely. Aren't there like 7 horse deaths or something?
8 now. They're up to 8.
8.
What's
Yeah.
been happening to the horses?
Exactly.
Dropping.
They're just like jacking them up with steroids or something.
No, natural causes clearly.
Yeah. Just that type of the seasonal. It's a seasonal
Yeah.
thing for horses.
I have to
This-
apologize before we get into this. I'm going to be eating over the next 5 minutes here.
Goodness.
Your boy Marcus Wallace and I are meeting up for a big DECA workout on
Nice.
Thursday morning, which means I have to shift my quality day from Wednesday to today. So the moment we hang up here, I'm getting to an interval session, which means I got to get my Uncrustables in me now.
I thought
So
you were.
I'm going to mute
yeah.
myself, but you're going to see some eating happening, and it's
Got
just not very professional.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Appreciate the heads up. I
Mhm.
thought you were fueling now for Thursday. That's what kind of workout you guys were getting into,
It might be. Marcus he's an animal too. He's a Wisconsin guy.
dude.
The monster.
got Wisconsin strong out
Our
here.
first workout together, hitting up CrossFit 414. Which
CrossFit
he
414.
runs.
How far is that from you?
It's like 10 miles.
Oh, nice. Not too bad.
Yeah, if you're fueling for Thursday right now, that's probably something that Corinna would not have recommended if you listen to Rich's most recent episode.
She doesn't
so.
know.
Big
She
nutrition
doesn't.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything? We have a ton to talk about. We could go on for Hyrox, on and on and on. Savage. I don't necessarily know if we need to cover anything. Is Kempson going?
As far as I'm aware, no.
So
But-
yes.
If you want to draft him, go for it.
No. In Savage.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. Probably because it's East Coast and it's
Sean-
not
yeah.
Spartan.
Maybe Sean Roberts situation. BK, you're on
Yeah.
the 1s and 2s. But you'll wait and see who shows up when you show up. All right, so we got a draft. We got a draft here. We're gonna do the thing. I need to get the wheel of names in order.
Let's recap how the standings.
So yeah, we're just gonna go through the rules, draft format.
Let's move on. We don't need a recap. We can do rules, but no recap.
I was gonna let Rich say that he's winning.
I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
said it now, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say it later.
Yeah.
So we draft snake style. We got this time we're gonna do 5 men. Are we gonna do 4 women? Is that what we're gonna do?
4. We're doing 4. We have 14 confirmed, potentially 15. That's
was-
enough.
It was such a mistake that we made last time, and like
Ri-
you're still dead set on doing it. And with wild card, there could be 0 remaining when these athletes inevitably something happens, life happens. It's not your fault, Jack. We appreciate your work. But they just like don't show up sometimes, or they don't finish. Whatever. So we'll do 4 women. That
Doing it.
screwed you guys last time. Won't learn from our mistake this time, and we'll just.
Hey, it might get you another win, right?
We're allowed 1 keeper each race. It cannot be our top 2 picks, and it cannot be a waiver pickup. It's cross-country scoring. We're going to take the sum of the top 7 finishers, men and women combined. Lowest score wins. I had like a 35 last time. That's like a shutout, like an absolute
No one asked.
bloodbath.
Yeah.
No, it
This
was
is gonna
lower
be
than that. It was
the
like a
strike,
33.
the strike shortened year in MLB. There's going to be a huge asterisk over anything you accomplish this year.
No, was it like 15? Didn't I have like? I had like.
You had 1 through 6, and then like
It was
bad
like
score.
it was a cross
almost
country
perfect.
shutout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we're doing dual meet. So it's head-to-head scoring. So we each go against each other. So it's like double the amount of outcomes versus the races. So for that reason, I am 2-0. Jack is 1-1. KB Corral, you're 0-2. But are we worried on the Corral?
I mean, to the point where there's only one of us here.
it's not going
Be
great.
very worried. Yeah.
It's not
And I
going-
thought he was going to be here. So we are really, really not connecting. We're on different pages. We're going to find out today what went wrong last week. It's either going to
Was
be
it you?
I'm going to pitch a shutout
Yeah.
or I'm going to get the hook in the 3rd inning, having given up like 6 bombs already.
Jack, do you have our rosters from last time? We need to do
I do.
keepers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to do the wheel of names first?
No, you got to do keepers before you do the
Keepers first. Okay.
draft order.
Yeah, let me share the screen. Rich, you might need to enable it.
I think I did. I think I just did it.
Okay. All right.
Uncrustable.
hold up here.
Was that a grape Uncrustable?
Yeah. I polished off the strawberry earlier on Saturday before my big workout. So now I'm down to grape, which I'm okay with. I actually prefer grape.
I like grape too. I'm team grape for sure.
In real peanut butter and jelly, strawberry. Just give me some sort of jam or marmalade, but in Uncrustables, yeah, give me that grape.
Yeah, back in the day, I leaned grape hard as a youth, but then I had strawberry in my adult years, and I was like, damn, this is actually fucking fire. So
give me something I can pick seeds the rest of the day out of my molars and play with.
A raspberry's solid.
Play with.
All right, Jack, what do we got?
All right, so keepers. I'll just get mine out of the way. I'm keeping Manuel Defoe in the 7th round, so that's who I'm gonna have.
Man, did you luck out?
That's a good keeper.
That's a great pick.
I mean, how many times has Rich got Annie in like round 10 because we didn't know if she was going? So it's about time that someone else gets a good late round keeper.
Look, you guys could have drafted Annie all of those times. You didn't. You're haters. Yep. Not me. I believe in Annie.
All right. Bracken, here you go. Who are you gonna keep for your keeper?
So I can take anyone Heather or below.
Casey or
no,
Tyler.
You can do Tyler in round 3,
Tyler
Alvaro round 4. Anyone there?
You know what? He turned out to be a reach last time, but I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to ride with Tyler Bierman at altitude with some vert. I'm going to keep Tyler. I'm still on Team Tyler, Team Circus.
It's a good pick. He could easily win, honestly.
He could easily be like, I'm not showing up.
Easily. No,
that's what
I might pick up a double shift.
He's like, I'm just going to go run 30 mountains in the mile, 30 mountains.
He said flying in day of was a bad idea last time, so he'll get there early. So
that's right. We learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
so you gotta experience.
We're starting to figure out exactly who the problem was last time. I'm drafting the exact same team.
All right. I
remember no wild cards.
Look at my wild card, man.
She was a wild card. She was about to jog down the east coast of Florida and do the 3K.
I'll take Julie Best here. Finished
third. You get her around 6. That's a heck of a pick. Also,
the women's field is significantly improved on paper, but she still got 3rd last time.
Yeah. All right. I'll wipe them clean and then reset the board. So yeah. So that wheel of names.
Let's get that wheel of names. Hold on. So there is no course map.
Not yet.
We've not yet seen the course map.
I got a course map.
What?
Yeah. I just assumed everyone did.
Can you share it?
I don't know if I can. It was through the broadcasting role.
Did Spartan send it to you or just the report? Are we full screen? Bang.
There we are.
You got the running public colors on your wheel of name thing too. Here we go. We just put it even odds. I don't know if that matters.
God wills it. God wills it. He got our colors. We got the pick. This is exactly what happened last week.
This is yeah, we're running it back. This is a good sign for Jack and I. All right. BK, what are you going to take for what pick you going to take?
I'm going to pick that Jack doesn't know he's muted.
That's a gimme.
Okay.
All right. So then it's me. BK, who are you taking? What pick are you taking, I should say?
Can I see the roster, please?
Yes.
Can I see who's racing this?
Can I call Kirk?
Yeah,
you can call him again if you think it's going to work.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. It is random draft order. Hold on. All right, now we're all up in my. What? Can I make this smaller? We decided that we are going to have a block card. Let's not forget about the block card. We can use it once the entire season. And an example would be like if Bracken wants to take Nicole with the first pick, and I have the second pick, and he tries to take her. I say, block cart. And then I could take her.
Yep.
He has to take someone else.
And then Bracken still gets that next pick before you pick the person who got blocked.
Yes, he just can't.
That person is off the board.
Yeah. Correct. Also, we decided waivers is going to be decided by Wheel of Names as well.
Yep.
That's something we decided. And there was some other thing that we decided, but we didn't follow through with.
You can't do someone who said they're not going to be there and then shows up, something like that.
There was some waivers.
Or like waivers have to be on this list right here. I think we'll look back at the notes.
Yeah. So for example, if Kempson is like, oh, I'm showing up, puts an Instagram post on Thursday, we can't then use our waiver pick to pick up Kempson.
Yep.
Bracken, what's he gonna pick?
2.
Ooh, he's going with the second pick. Ooh, puts a lot of heat on me. That
kind of forces Jack into the third pick.
That puts a lot of heat on me here.
Rich won with I don't know what you won with last time, but I think that was just mainly because Bracken's team did terrible.
And it just feels like in times like these, without super, super deep fields, you can't go so many picks without a pick.
That's not a bad.
We had number 1 last time, and we just ran out of depth.
I don't know what to do now.
Oh, you want the roster, Rich? Also,
look, I'm a little bit prepared.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm a little bit prepared here.
You've got those screenshots.
I'm a little bit prepared. What do you think I do on Tuesday mornings? All right. Oh goodness! All right, I guess I'll take the first pick. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah,
shaking things up.
Nice job, BK. You got me all flustered right away.
It was like a block card.
That was basically. I should have blocked your decision to take 2.
Guys, I'll be back in 30 seconds. Go on without me.
We gotta wait. He's the third pick, and we can't do anything without him. He's the freaking draft master
make
situation.
Your first pick and then pontificate about why she's going to win.
I mean, I am not confident in who's going to. Last time on the women's side, it was a no-brainer. And the result of the race was very boring because of this athlete. But I'm going to take Nicole. I think I have to.
Someone's going to have to show us that she's beatable for us to even consider the fact that she might be beatable.
The reason that this is hard is because, like we said, Ida Matilda Steensgård is coming to this race, who
she
is a short course athlete. She's been training some hybrid stuff, very obstacle proficient, beat Lindsay at OCR World Championships 3K just a couple months ago. But as Nicole is on our home turf, it's at altitude. There might be a little bit of climbing here. So I think Nicole is just like what I have to do here.
Altitude 3K we saw at Spartan Games really changes things. But what we didn't have to watch there, which the athletes are going to find out is going to punch them in the face, is the quick turnaround time between heats. Altitude, recovery, not great. You can basically double the recovery cost at altitude in between hard intervals when you're not used to it. So to turn around off hard races and do it again, C-level athletes are going to be at a massive disadvantage.
You think just because of this is not something I've typically had to experience as a C-level athlete going to altitude, but you think it's just going to kind of get that like indoor track kind of like lung cough scenario, and it's just going to be like kind of lingering, or you think it's going to be like a pain in your lungs?
I think there'll be some of that, but just think about your first few interval sessions at altitude. Taking 90 seconds rest is not enough suddenly on a workout you've done your whole life. You need more. And these are quick turnarounds between heats. The way they did it in Florida, if they do that again, that turnaround, you're not recovered the way you would expect to be. And having to go to the 3K final after 2 quick turnarounds, really anaerobic 1Ks, altitude is going to really multiply the effect of what they're doing.
That's a good point. And the chances are they'll probably will start them uphill. Like we're probably not going to get a lot of vert. Jack thinks they're going to get a couple 100 feet, but
Well,
it'd
that's what
be
Steve mentioned,
maybe in the
like in our
3K a couple
podcast.
hundred. Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm gonna you talk. I'm gonna pull up the map I have. I don't think I'm allowed to share it, but I'm gonna talk about it.
just describe it in great detail.
Theoretically, if I had something in front of me,
Yes.
If you're a good guesser.
it looks like we have an early hill.
That's going to put people underwater immediately.
They will start slightly downhill for, let's call it 50 meters down, 50 meters slightly up, and then you slight, and then at 200 meters, you have a hill. You go up and down that, and then you work your way down, and then you have two more little bumps in there. You can imagine what it's like. We've all seen the Big Bear coverage of the festival area.
It's posted on Spartan's Instagram page. You can.
Okay, now we can really talk about it. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Almost breached an NDA here.
Almost, but only been doing Savage. All right. Well, let me pull it. I'm not trying to pull this up now.
Yeah.
The 3K course is on there?
I'll stop sharing. Yeah,
So
let's
yes.
do
No,
a quick
just-
breakdown. Okay.
Yes, the point is you're going to hit the hill early, and that matters. Every lap, you're going to start with that.
Obstacle
Yeah.
order: barbed wire, rope climb, helix, monkey bars, A-frame cargo, Herc-hoist, laser pistol, rolling snow, slip ball, bucket carry. So I'm not seeing a sandbag carry or anything, or a rig. Wow.
Grip is going to be at a minimum.
So what are the grip
And-
ones? Rope climb, monkey bars.
Second,
That's it.
rope climb, monkey bars, Herc-hoist.
There is a hoist.
Her hoist is something we didn't see, and that could definitely be a game changer.
Bucket carry, then a downhill sprint. It's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be VJ-esque at in that battle against Atkins right at the end. That's probably where they're gonna do the bucket.
And Jack, last year that was like muddy, right? Wasn't there big mud on the bucket
Big
carry?
Bear, yes, there was. You turned a corner at the top, and people were sinking into that. Yeah,
Mhm.
there was mud.
And Jack and I were talking off air, like it's going to most likely be muddy here, just with the amount of snow that they've gotten, and if it's been warming up the past week or so, we can expect some mud and some slick conditions.
Yeah.
All right, and that's another thing too. The experience of this race, Bracken, like you mentioned, it's what the turnaround's going to feel like, how you're going to feel after your first heat into your second heat, how to kind of conserve your energy, where to spend it, what it should feel like, what it can feel like later. I think that's going to matter. I think that's going to matter quite a bit as these races progress on. So for that reason, Nicole, I'm talking to myself into it more and more now. So nice job, May. PK, you're up. Thank you.
I'm going to take Rylan.
No, hold on. So Rich, you're going Nicole Miracle.
Yep.
Okay, and Bracken, you said Rylan.
Yeah, Jack made my job easy. I think that he took one of the clear potential winners.
Yeah.
I think
I agree.
Rylan's the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not to downgrade Mark Batris. That's not to downgrade Alvaro, but at altitude, multiple rounds. Rylan does the round thing well, it seems like. He's a dog. He's done trifecta champs, and he gets out in every race and puts himself in it. That third round, wanting to be in it matters as much as your fitness does. When everyone's hurting and tired, the guy that shows up chomping at the bit, it matters. So I'm going with Rylan. Now, we don't know, is he ever going to be fully healthy again in his entire life?
he just
Fair enough.
he just will race and race and race. The dude loves experiences.
He's like
Shout-
that knight
shouts
in
to him.
Monty Python. He's
Simply
missing
a flesh
an
wound.
arm and
Yeah.
then missing a leg, and he doesn't care. He's down to scrap.
He is. Again, another tactical games.
Yep, that's right.
Just because. But yeah, who knows? He won't be fresh, but he doesn't ever seem to race fresh. But I agree with you, BK. I do break this out by tiers, put two people in tier one, however many people I think could win. I had Rylan and Manuel in the tier one here. So
Manuel lives in Switzerland, so mountains, altitude. This is meant for him.
nice keeper, Jack. We already told you.
Well,
What is
we're
he
not going
live
to
at,
really
though?
talk
Not all
about him.
Switzerland is mountainous.
I'm
I
aware.
work. I
But
coach
he's
an
a mountain
athlete
runner.
in Switzerland
Yeah.
who does not have access to mountains.
It's true. It would be like Eastern Colorado, not mountainous.
I like this format for Rylan though, especially after VJ described it as Deca Fit outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rylan has a Deca Fit world record, so
Yeah.
that's good.
And
Not
he's
a
good at
bad fit.
downhills. Yep.
He's strong. He can run downhill. He's good at obstacles. This is a good format for him. He's very aggressive in terms of racing.
Yeah.
So that could be an area where he may overextend himself in a format like this, much like Manuel did in the final to VJ. Like that could be something to think about for Rylan.
He lives by the sword. Every big race he's won because of how he races. And every big race he's lost, he's ultimately the reason he will fade, because he's willing to set a pace that people are going to crack. It's just, will it get me as well?
Right.
Kind of a Killian style.
The only thing that makes me nervous about Rylan, and I think he's the best prepared for multiple rounds besides maybe Manuel because he's done this before, he's made a couple of like dumb mistakes in the past. He's fallen off monkey bars at Blue Mountain. I thought he did like 30 or 60 burpees at Kelowna. Like he just has that one little thing that sometimes happens, and this is a really short race and that might make a difference, but I don't see this a way he doesn't make finals, and 3 laps he's got room to make it up. He's a strong guy, but if he can avoid a mistake like that, that's good news for him.
With this course, the only real technical thing is what? Monkey bars?
I know, but he fell off that at Blue Mountain. I don't think it's going to happen. Like he'll
be dry.
He'll be dry. I need that Hyrox is going to be good. He's bigger and stronger. He should murder that.
With every rig piece you take out, it adds weight to the strength pieces.
Yes.
He gets a hoist and a carry, and they don't get technical rigs to make up time or get a fall from someone.
Pipe layer? Quarter mile?
Game changer.
Game changer.
Put it in snow.
Put that thing on the snow, rolling snow.
It's a conductor. It'll get cold.
It'll get real cold. They put like monkey bars right after that. Only way to make the monkey bars hard. I wonder if they will do like a
snow crawl.
Snow, yeah, but
you did that in Breckenridge, right, Bracken?
Yeah, uphill barbed wire crawl in the snow.
Ugh. I mean, I guess I think that's better than the rocks and.
You know, I had my receiver gloves with me.
You better believe it.
Don't leave home without them.
I wonder if they'll do like a monkey in the middle monkey twister or something for this. Like
there is a beast that weekend, so.
But I don't know what I'm sure all of the obstacles are there.
It's a super.
You're right. It's a double 5.5 mile loop or something like that. Yeah.
And Sunday is the
singles
age group
series.
Yep.
Shouts to all the age group homies out there.
John Clark will be racing. Yep.
John Clark's a beast. All right.
Well, you made my decision very easy for the women. I'm definitely taking Ida. Like she's got a 3K world championship title. I think it's going to be tough to go between Nicole and Ida, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nicole's still a little bit tentative on some of the downhills. Like she's just never been as aggressive as some of the top downhillers on the women's side. Like Lindsay, obviously, Alyssa really tore into the downhills a lot. Nicole's very competent at them, but I wouldn't say she's as aggressive on them. And if it's like muddy, snowy, that might hurt her chances a little bit. But I still think Nicole's probably the favorite heading into there. So
we're talking about 100 meters.
I'm aware, but I'm okay. Saying you saw how tentative she was on like box jumps when she did her Deca Fit and stuff. I still feel like there's a little mental roadblock in her mind on a couple things with knee safety, which is justified. Like she tore her ACL. It's a
absolutely
real thing. But so that's the only reason why. If this is a dry course, no doubt Nicole's got nothing to worry about. I think that there just might be a couple times where she gets a little tentative there, and Ida's just aggressive on that. But yeah,
I don't disagree with you. And like the things I laid out, taking Nicole is just like the experience, the altitude. These are all things that could be negated by being tentative, not being completely confident in going down. And she has to be thinking about it even just a little bit, right? Yeah. Like I would be nervous if I was her on this. Jack, would you have taken Ida over Nicole straight up?
First pick, I would have gone Ida.
Woo! All
Yeah.
right. Well, that's
I
why
know
I
Nicole
busted
crushed
that
it,
ass last time.
but yeah,
That's why
I
you
know.
got last time.
Not me, Bracken.
And the whole season. We got to eat that pizza.
Oh. Last time, not last time.
Bojo's. Have you ever had that Colorado pizza, Jack?
No, I eat Il Bacino. That's my one in
Oh.
town. It's fantastic. But
Bracken, any idea what Colorado pizza is?
No idea.
No idea. That's what they call Bojo's.
Maybe some of that herb on it.
That's true. Jack, buckle up.
Slice 420.
Buckle up, Jack. We're gonna have a real nice time.
Yeah. All right. I'll just speed this up. My second pick. It's not as strength oriented as I thought. So I'm gonna go Hawk Call. I think mountain course. We've seen him win a national series race. I don't think anybody else on this list has. Nope. Gotta go Hawk Call at this point.
It's not a bad pick.
Like you weren't gonna take him.
I would have picked Rylan or Tyler ahead of him, but they're off the board.
Yeah.
So.
Hawk was doing ninja work this offseason.
Yeah.
Whew.
I'm worried about that Hercois 3 times. That's the only thing.
You know who's not worried about it?
You too.
Chris Rogloski. Lock her in.
Take it.
I have her, and this is so disrespectful to Ida. Ida, if you're listening, this is nothing to do with you. It has to do with altitude. I'm taking Chris over Ida. I would have taken Chris over Ida if Ida were still on the board. And that is disrespectful to a 3K world champion. However, Ida's greatest strength is her obstacle ability. And she has exactly one obstacle where obstacle ability matters. Maybe 1.5 helix you can maybe gain a little time on. So you take away her greatest strength where she is truly world class. And then her transitional running, you take that and you put it at altitude. I don't think Chris is crazy behind her in either one of those, but she is way ahead of her in living at altitude.
Chris did beat her on a mountain course at OCR World's 15K. So
Ida, nothing but love for you. But Chris is prepared in the bloodstream.
It's a good pick.
And she's a Rylan. She'll handle the rounds just fine.
Oh yeah. She's going to be so excited to do this. She can't wait.
Yeah. She's going to run every heat.
Men's, women's, just continuously going. She got 100 miles at World's Toughest. Did you know that?
Sure, can I ride this again? This isn't a ride, Chris. This is a race.
Yeah.
And yes, you may.
You can relax. She's going to be doing cartwheels down that mountain. Craziest. We didn't really talk about Hawk. Jack, do you think that?
Yeah, because Bracken rudely
he was too excited, dude. He's oh my god.
Yeah, should still beat you in a
Rub
fight.
it in your face.
Yeah, I think Hawk, like I mentioned, the strength element that cost him multiple podiums because he lost. He got 4th to Nick Mask in San Luis Obispo, right, last year, and that was because he got stuck on the Hercois. He had another time when he struggled with the Hercois. We saw in Utah the year before the tire flip. Like strength elements are a major thing for him, or something that he struggles with, and I think that he was intentional. We saw him in the Ninja Gym. I know Ninja does not mean strength, but I've mentioned it before. Like I saw him after the race in Blue Mountain when he had a bad day, and that cost him his chance to get in second in the series. He's like, I'm going to come back a different athlete next year. And I believe him. I think he probably talked with his dad a little bit, who wasn't a big guy, but could handle all the strength just as good as anybody. And I think we're going to see a new Hawk this year.
What would Hawk tell you that you would not believe? That's my question, Jack.
I guess I just fall for the Hawk. Yep.
What if you said, I'm going to come back at 6'2" next year?
I would not have believed that. You're right. So,
be like, I heard he's going to be 6'2". He's at a Ninja Gym. Wingspan.
Wingspan.
Crazy.
He is a bird, so he's got that wingspan. Hawk.
6'7" wingspan. 6'2".
6'2". That'll help a whole lot.
3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Chris, I think, is going to do great. I think that she could potentially win. Yeah, what if she wins? She could definitely win.
She could, yeah.
She's healthy. She's
fearless.
Fit.
Yep.
She'll do the one thing Nicole can't, which is sell out on transitions and obstacles.
Jump off stuff.
She'll leap off. I don't know if that matters, but
Good.
If there's an advantage, that's it.
Yeah, going in and out of those mud pits. Like that was a place where Nicole had such a comfortable lead so quickly. in Florida that we didn't really get to have to see her be aggressive in the ups and downs. But
Not that there were any.
well, like the mud pits is what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Chris is not gonna not be aggressive.
And last
Yep.
thing about her, she's the only one in this field, I believe, who ran at Spartan Games on this course doing a 3K.
Good point. Yep.
So she's felt it. She'll know how to manage that well.
Well, that's true. And she blew up there, right? She like went out
Blew
super
up.
hard.
Yeah, she went after Lindsay.
That was a different Chris then too, though, right? Like the Chris that we've seen
Yeah, it was
now
2021 Chris or 2020.
Is on a different level. And the way she is able to run downhills, man, it's kind of fucking scary. She hammers.
Yep. All right, back to back, Ridge. You've got some juicy options.
Let me see. Let me see if you.
This is where the draft either is cemented or goes off the rails for Rich right here.
Yeah.
All right, give me Beatrice.
Hometown. I'll just mention this only for keeper purposes, but you did mention Mark Beatrice. You want him in round 2?
Yes.
Solid pick. He's 4th in Palm Beach.
Yes, and then give me Alvaro.
Oh, I thought you were going Camacho.
We got to talk about a lot of Mexican athletes rolling through. What kind of swim can we expect here? Because that's the game
Snow
changer.
swim. The snow swim.
Yeah, that's probably going to fare just as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do here. I almost went like double women, and I was just going to seize it all and just have you guys take the scraps.
I almost kept Alvaro.
I thought you should have kept Alvaro.
Any other course, I think.
That's
altitude. We just don't. What's his body of work at altitude?
That's the thing.
He raced in Utah and he got like 8th.
But have we seen it? Usually altitude races are mountain and like super to beast distance.
Yeah.
Technical.
Grind for 20 minutes uphill.
He's going to go up 100 meters.
How many times has Alvaro had like
Not
a
even
50-meter head start at OCR Worlds on the opening climb? Like he's done that every single time. He can climb, no
It's
doubt.
not that he can't. It's that we all know what going anaerobic feels like at altitude.
Yeah.
You can't bet against this guy. He looked the part in Palm Beaches.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah,
Second place.
I agree. Just now with what's left on the men's side, it's like Alvaro's going to make the final.
Yeah.
He's going
to be there.
He got second last time, right?
Second, correct.
Yeah,
Behind you.
snuck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passed Manuel Defoe on the last lap of the 3K when he fell off the Z wall. So.
Yeah, and Beatrice, Southern California, again, similar profile to Alvaro in terms of climbing, descending, maybe not as jam, but we haven't seen a 3K race at these type of venues, so who knows? I'm betting on the pedigree here. 2 of the fastest guys in the field, probably the 2 fastest guys, or Hawk, right? Line up a 5K, Alvaro, Hawk, Beatrice. Who you taking?
Might be that order right now.
You think so? You think Alvaro will be talking
Probably.
5K?
Yeah, I think so.
What if Hawk says he beat him?
Okay. All right. I'm believing Hawk. If Hawk says he's beating him, then I'm just going to go with it.
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Okay, who you take out of that? Who thinks the fastest runner in this?
Hawk.
You think it's Hawk?
He's young. He's still like in college range, but training some mountain stuff. Yeah.
But sometimes
he's not a national record holder though.
That's true. I felt when I was younger, I thought I would just had access to high end ability without training it too much because like, oh yeah, that was like a year and a half ago when I ran super fast.
That's
and
true.
Then you try
Not
again.
anymore.
You try again. You're like, oh wait, that has to be consistently touched upon.
Yeah. I need to do 200s. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yep. I think definitely these are boomer bust picks. And not like they're going to finish 15th or anything, but they could podium again or top 4 just like they did, or they could finish 8th or 9th. Like I just don't know how the terrain and altitude is going to affect both of them. Historically, Beatrice has struggled a little bit at Big Bear compared to other venues, but I think that's because it's typically been a 10 to 15 minute nonstop descent. This is just turn your legs over for 30 seconds. You're good.
Yeah. 1,000-foot descent.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
yeah,
this will be 100 feet.
They're going to be
descend.
Yes. Fire
He
roads.
actually can descend.
Can he? That's steep.
He doesn't
The
like steep.
steeper, the worse.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
technicaler,
Technical.
the technicaler, the worst. But like watching him run in West Virginia.
Yeah.
He is fast downhill.
Oh yeah.
Down mountains a little different.
I feel like it's very similar to Rich. You get him on a runnable, like 10% or less grade. It's going to be tough to keep up with him. Yeah.
You put a stick out there in front of me, I'm slowing down, dude.
The stick.
Are you a fire road descender, Rich?
Oh, I could hammer something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something steep, it's a little scary. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Soft.
It's a little scary.
Soft.
I don't like
Soft.
it.
I Philly softness.
I descend the same way that James Harden closes fucking playoff series.
Not well. All right.
Move along.
Get a new coach.
Yeah.
Done.
They
Done.
did. Yeah.
Done.
All right. You made my job a lot easier. I'm going
So
back to back.
BK gets Veerman here. Let's talk about Tyler real quick.
Yeah.
So,
He got punched right in the mouth in this first race. And the fact that he's coming back for another tells me that he has to have at least partially worked on some of the things that surprised him. And now he gets to go to altitude and with some amount of vert. And as out of water, fish out of water as he looked, he's less than a year away from winning a world championship. It's in his DNA. He can do it.
Yeah, I mean, that could be, he could have worked specifically on some of his high end stuff, or he could just be banking on it being on a hill and at altitude. And like that might alone improve his standing. What did he finish? 6th? 7th?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
And he flew in that same day. You know how it is to fly,
wasn't a
get
good
off
idea.
a plane in Florida, step outside,
lose 2 hours.
It's just oppressive heat.
As soon as you get onto like the jetway, you feel like, oh man.
Yeah. The last thought I ever have right there is, man, I should run a 3K.
Really hard.
You got to experience it to know that if flying in the same day, west to east, is a bad idea. So you just can't be sure. Just can't be sure. Okay.
Chris will try it.
I thought it would work out.
Not for Chris. Chris doesn't care. Chris will just be like, I just didn't think about it. Not once. It was fun.
Did 1,000 burpees on the plane. I'm ready.
Yeah. that was fun. And, you know, it's just all fun. Okay. Yeah. Veerman, I think will be good. It'll be interesting to see how he does play out to this. But yeah, even just having that one kick in the gut gave him a little bit of adaptation, probably.
Yep.
And Jack's about to steal the draft, which kind of sucks.
Let's see.
Hey, you guys let me have third pick right here. I'm going Yanka and then Rose, back-to-back women. I feel like I've got 3 of the top 5 women.
Oh yeah, your draft is looking pretty good.
You do.
I don't know if Yanka's going to come back for Palmerton. I'm assuming, they already did the 2 of them, she and Manuel Defoe. And I think that they mentioned that they were going to do the whole series. So East Coast, there's a good chance that they'll go there, but I'd rather keep Rose in round 4 as a keeper, just delay it 1 extra round. So
have they been staying here? Have they been flying back and forth?
They flew back on
What?
Sunday. They went to like Disney World or MGM, whatever it is in Orlando, after the Palm Beach on Friday. So they were there for like a day and a half, went back to Switzerland. They live in different areas. And then, decided like last week that they're going to be going. The only thing that makes me nervous is that Yanka and Manuel Defoe both are flying in on Thursday night, transatlantic and transcontinental after that. That's going to be rough. So time zone change, but we'll see.
Easy peasy, 3K. Cares.
I couldn't not pick him at this point, though.
I almost picked him last time. I almost took all women. No dude draft.
No dudes.
I would have taken one of them if I wasn't committed to Veerman right there.
Yeah. All right. Those are my picks.
Rose is interesting here.
Yeah, big time.
Because she's wanted this race for the last decade.
Yep.
Now she has it. She has a middle distance background. She's a 2:08?
What? 8, I thought.
800-meter runner.
She can do rounds.
That's the fastest runner in the field in terms of historical PR. We don't know what that means today. We don't even know what an 800 means for a 3K, which is really an 8K in duration. But in terms of on paper, who spent the most time running the rounds and running anaerobic, it's her.
Yeah.
Is she past the time when she can even access that? She spent the last 6 years becoming a mountain runner. To her credit, she's done well at it. But this is what she's wanted for a decade. it's cool to see her get the chance.
I agree.
Yeah.
Elevation should suit her well. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't leave her on the board at this point, but we'll see. You're right, Bracken. It's kind of like Josiah, where it's like, what would have happened if he was an OCR throughout his entire 30s? What would have happened if the 3K existed during Rose's prime in her early to mid there? It just would have been cool to see an alternative timeline, but here's your chance.
The only question I really think is, has she smoothed out some of her obstacles? She's good at obstacles, but she's not, historically, she's just not fast on, off, and through it.
She's a completer.
She is.
Yeah.
She's very athletic. She's very aggressive running out of obstacles. She's probably the most aggressive off an obstacle I've ever seen. And so can she save the time in and out rather than just off? That'll be the question.
Yeah.
With it just being monkey bars,
That's true.
Or helix, I guess, where we have seen her miss helix, but at the end of a mountain monster race in like 100-degree weather. But I think she'll do great. I think that like this women's race is shaking out to be pretty exciting with the addition of these athletes at the top. Like, I think the women's race is a little bit more compelling than the men's race this time through.
And she's a strong carrier.
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah, she is. So I think it suits her.
I would love to see this race come down to, I mean, we're going to see a lot of the heats come down to this bucket carry, right? That's going to be where the last ditch effort to make moves happens. So that's kind of fun.
Other than here, and a few times in Palmerton years back, I can't remember someone needing to sell out on a bucket at the end of a race. It's generally the lost carry in the race where you just kind of, everyone gets through it at the same pace and moves on. We've seen it here, and we're going to see it again.
Yeah, it'll be fun. BK, you're up.
I'm in a bit of a pickle here.
This is now, because now we each
uncharted waters. We're in the deep end.
This is really where the draft is going to happen. You could pick someone that gets 7th. You could pick someone who gets 17th right now.
Well, I'm going to avoid that, and I'm going to take Faye Morgan.
I was literally looking at her. I'm like, someone's going to get like 6th through 8th.
9th.
Faye Morgan, yeah. Or 9th, yeah.
Faye's not going to take 17th.
That is true.
She is genetically incapable of finishing outside the top 10. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good pick. She's fresh off of a Decafit. Again, she's Southern California. She doesn't live at altitude, but she's done all these races in the past. Seems like it would be a good format for her.
Yeah. But there's 2 men. 3 really I'm looking at right now, and I'm going to be upset if I don't get any of the 3. But I had to take Faye. I don't think that there's a better choice on the female side.
You'll have to get one of the 3 unless you just don't pick them.
I might make a bad choice.
You could definitely make that. Is certainly within the realm of possibilities, BK, if you're making a bad choice.
Yeah.
All right. So Faye's off. Swim on the map? No swim?
No swim.
No swim.
No swim. Let me get 0.
2nd place at a national series last year. Yeah. Good pick.
0 Perez here. No life jackets. Doesn't matter. How tall is he? I mean, can't be that tall, right?
Yeah.
He's a smaller.
He's got the same height lengthening coach as Hawk. So ask him. Yeah.
6'7" wingspan.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking of the 10-foot wall that they all got over somehow in Mexico.
He got over it.
Yeah. Not that matters. And that was at 9,000 feet, that race?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Didn't it start at 8 or 9?
Yeah, it got above 10 at some point. I thought there weren't massive long climbs like you'd see in a.
It wasn't a climbing, but
or something. Yeah,
it was still thin air.
Yeah, pretty high up.
There's not going to be long climbs here.
Exactly. So he knows he can do altitude.
He's like a 226 or 229, high 220s marathoner recently, like within the past couple of years. So. Real deal.
I heard his laser pistol game is fucking nice, dude.
He's actually in the Mexican army or Mexican military, so he can definitely shoot a gun.
What a pick I just made.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Chris and Ryland did tactical games just to catch up on their laser pistol. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not gonna translate in any way.
Yeah. I 100%. I wasn't sure if I didn't get both women, I would have totally picked Zero instead of Bianca and Rose. Like if I didn't get both of them, so good pick.
Right now, Jack, you have 3 international athletes. Does Alvaro count as international?
Nicaragua, he's a national record holder for there, so
Is he a citizen here?
I don't believe so
Good
yet.
question. Okay,
So I guess he's
I have
international.
2. I have 2.
Yeah, because at OCR Worlds he had an international flag next to his name.
Yeah.
BK has 0, obviously.
Home cooking.
Homegrown, just
America.
how many Midwestern folks are on here still? I will now take Sarah Rich.
Good pick.
I took her last time because I was forced to, but and she has a sweet last name. She did well though. Where did she end up finishing? I think she was like 5th.
No, Miranda by default got it because she made the finals but didn't finish. But I think Sarah was the next closest to making it.
Oh yeah, heat sizes. Are they just going to do 2 heats again of the women's?
My guess, probably. I think that they should do all 3 rounds. They've got enough at this point. You can do 15, 10, 5, something like that.
Yeah, they should change the half each. They should just have like a set. Like we are taking 10 people to run in this final, and however we can get to that 10, that's what it needs to be. You shouldn't have a final with 5 people. It's stupid.
Totally. Yep.
What? Hey, how can I spin that positive? I need help. Someone help me.
They have a chance
You're
to
on
be
your
better.
own.
Right
There's
now.
area for improvement.
Huh.
Spartan has shown that they will change things.
Willy-nilly.
Sometimes it's better. Not sure. All right. So Sarah Rich has experience. I'm leaning on experience for this race this time. I have 5 of my 6 have all done a 3K. We'll see if that pays off. We'll see if I'm right on this at all.
So what's the deal with Natalie?
She said, I don't want to directly read her quote, but it was basically, I'm going to decide on the day of if I'm going to do it.
Is she hurt?
She's always dealt with like an ankle injury or something similar. Yeah, she said I'm not in racing shape, but I
Take her.
might get an urge to do it. So yeah,
She's a hell of an athlete.
she is, and very easy travel for her.
Easy travel. It's not that long.
Yep.
You know who else is a hell of an athlete?
You gonna say yourself?
Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer.
Picking me right now?
Take that man.
Jack Bauer.
You're not gonna let me be? Come on. I want to pick me once.
Were you gonna take you then?
I was gonna take me at 16.
You didn't believe in yourself in the top 14, Jack.
Half of them are women. I was
You didn't
gonna pick
believe you could
myself
beat half the
next,
women.
but-
You're gonna give Hawk Call that work. Watch.
Oh yeah. All right, Bracken. You really going me?
Dude can
All the way.
dude
All the way.
that
Damn.
dude jumped up, touched the rim, and dunked in the same day. He learned he could touch the rim and he could dunk at the same
That
exact
right there.
time. Unbelievable.
Hawk Call needs to talk to me about growing, right?
How much balance is involved in this race?
0.
Good pick.
That's perfect.
Good pick, BK.
I improved my balance significantly after losing it all.
I don't know if that's true.
All right, Jack, take anyone but you. Go ahead.
Kind of mad. I actually wanted to pick me.
Again, has experience, altitude, good
Yeah.
good descender.
Another thing to keep
fresh.
in mind, I've been like really sick the past couple weeks, but it's forced me to taper. So I'm like feeling fresh. So it might have been an unintentional taper.
David Magida was sick the week leading into North American Championships.
Yeah.
Came in, put everybody in a headlock.
Yeah.
This is a win-win for
Worlds.
me. If you do fantastic,
Yeah.
I get to use you against you. It's great. And if you
Terrible.
suck, it hurts your life. And this is just fantasy
Yeah,
football for me.
I don't want to use
Yeah.
I don't want to use my block on the year because I'm gonna need that later on. But like
Take
this
your
is
block.
rude. Yeah. All right.
'Cause I'm
let's
not
see.
picking you in Palmerton because I'm going to give you the work there. But
That's
here,
true.
you're
That's fine.
my boy.
That's fine. That's fine. And I've run Big Bear.
BK's
so
not going
I
to take
do have a little-
no, he's not going to take any men for Palmerton. Like everybody's fighting for second there.
Yeah. All right. For me, I've got back-to-back picks. I'm gonna go with the guy who helped me rabbit in Blue Mountain, Dustin Rudder. He's a really sneaky good athlete. He just battled with Jesse Bruce in Toronto, almost got him, almost won the race. He's just a really sneaky good runner on hill courses and very fluid on obstacles. I think he's like a mid to high 16 guy right now for 5K. So, and he's obstacle proficient. So I think it's a sneaky pick here.
It's Canadian?
No, he lives in Detroit. Trains with Eminem. So.
Big Sean?
Yeah. Okay, so Dustin, I'll go him. And then for the women, I'm gonna go Allie Tippett.
Okay.
She was on my team for OCR Worlds, team relay, and she's really good at running on hills. She was kind of a fixture right around that like 10 to 12 range in a lot of the national series races a couple of years ago before she was pregnant. And that was a deeper field back then. So I think she can do some damage there. And she lives in Utah, so elevation helps.
I like it.
We haven't seen her in a minute, right?
She had a baby last year, so no, you haven't.
This will be her first, is this like her first real competition coming back?
I think she did like a stadium race or something at some point earlier this year or last year. She's done like one race since then. And I think that she did Utah like basically 8 months pregnant last year, which is just crazy to think about.
That seems like a challenge.
Yeah.
I would imagine that that was difficult.
It would be. But I didn't pick any international athletes, which is a surprise. I was almost going to do it.
You're toast.
Yeah.
Now I'm torn here. I really am. I'm going to go Ethan Brown.
All right. I like it. Good pick.
There are 3 people I believe deserve that pick, 2 more so than the third. And I went with him.
He raced the 3K already also, so that's got to be an advantage. California boy.
He's on the rise.
Yeah. He almost took down Kirk. Like he's legit.
Rich got a keeper here.
Oh, is it my keeper?
Yeah. Reigning third place.
Which gives me one of my other 2 that I wanted, unless I screw it up again.
You're probably going to screw it up, dude. All right, so Ethan's off. Okay.
Do you want the gender breakdown real quick?
I got it.
You're
dude.
3 and 3.
I got it, dude.
Got it.
Give me Dustin Needham.
Dustin Needham was one of the trio.
I think Jack took the wrong Dustin.
I did not.
And Needham is gonna show you what the. I mean, he's been doing Deca fits. He's always on the podium.
Yeah.
And Spartan stuff.
He had 8 Spartan podiums last year, so
he's always on
6 something. He had at least 6, but yeah,
it's the 11th most in the world of elite podiums.
You look it up.
I just know things, Jack.
You just know things. Wow, that's amazing.
I'm a junior stat guy.
Who was 10th? Who was 12th?
This isn't an interrogation.
Okay,
this is a celebration of my knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
Was that true though, Jack?
Yeah, he actually did. He had a bunch last year. I think he did 3rd at the Big Bear Beast because he ran that instead of the National Series race last year. So, but he can run on hills for sure.
Yeah, I took the appropriate Dustin.
Yep.
Does Kirk coach him?
I believe so. I've been waiting at the end of my driveway for the 2 of them to come and get me because I didn't put him in Heat 1 for DecaFit once.
Yeah, that was messed up. And he didn't draft him. It's the wrong Dustin. You put him on the side. He's gonna come out strong for the squad.
Your list of people you didn't put in Heat 1 is growing.
And I have a 90% success rate through like the past 7 races. So I know my stuff. I missed 1 person a race.
Just didn't put a Nas in there. You're like, nah.
Oh, he signed up day of. So
dude's a stinker. Proved you something. All right.
Oh, yeah. Bracken.
Bring on the MBAs. Give me John Howard.
John Howard.
The 3rd.
The smartest pick in the room.
I like it. Also been training heavily for DecaFit. He was just 4th.
Well.
Yeah, he was 4th in SoCal.
He's Mr. 4th. He got 4th behind me in Sacramento, 4th in
Mr. 4th.
I mean, who else would be?
What?
4th place. He gets 4th place.
James Delory?
No, he got his first podium.
Yeah, but that's still Mr. Fourth
Okay, all right,
place. Come on,
okay.
you can't
Yeah,
just get one podium.
John
and not be
Howard has
Mr.
had
Fourth place.
podiums. He's Mr. Fourth when it comes to Deca Pit.
He
So
gets
far.
the Delory spot, but he's
Yeah.
not. He's not
Yeah,
Mr. Fourth
James
place.
is. Yeah, he's
DeLorean. James
the
is the
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
yeah, smooth.
All right, so got John Howard. I like it. Good pick. Because I mean, and his background is OCR. He's focused now into Deca hybrid stuff, so this should be a good fit for him.
And even if you've lost a little bit of your OCR sharpness, you don't need it on this course.
No,
You can monkey bar.
and he's California, Northern Cal, Northern or
not a lot of
Central.
walls.
Sacramento.
I'm noticing.
How many
Yeah.
walls we got, Jack?
I'm gonna need to pull that up, but there might. What if there aren't walls?
Damn, I should have signed up.
Yeah. Your nemesis.
Unbroken running.
Yeah.
It's just a
straight
3K
up
on a
running.
track. I'm like, man, I love OCR.
I am not lying.
No walls.
Slip wall is the only wall.
Wow,
And that's more of a ramp.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a ramp.
You can run up that thing most of the way.
What's the first obstacle?
I'll just go over it. Barbed wire, rope climb, helix, monkey bars, cargo net. I guess that's sort of a wall.
Log
Herc
jam,
hoist,
log jam, log jam.
Yeah, barbed wire is the first obstacle. That is
first thing.
stupid. People are gonna get murked.
And then rope climb.
There's gonna be 3 or 4 Rose Wetzel situations on
Yeah.
that barbed wire.
Running into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
is there
man.
even enough? How many ropes are there typically? Like 16?
4 in it. Yeah, there's 4 on each like quadrant.
Okay.
It's going to be crowded.
Yep. We'll see.
You're going to have people dropping off there with no idea where to turn and go.
Yeah, that is going to be insane. Barbed wire to start, and that's just one of these things. Spartan's doing a great job, but like, why would you start with barbed wire? That's craziness.
Kind of like it.
You like
Tell you
it?
what, I'd be running
'Cause they're
up
not
grabbing
racing it.
2 ropes.
just like you did in OCR Warrior against me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Flex on them.
I remember it. Yeah.
My
Okay,
grip
good.
almost gave out. I almost didn't make it that day, Jay.
Yeah.
But you did, and you're a motherfucking
Did.
champion because of it.
Imagine if you had to touch the
MFC.
monkey bars instead of just tap them. You might have been in a different spot.
The tapping and the monkey bars, that's some OCR. That is just
Ludicrous.
obstacle
Peak
proficient.
Yeah.
Gotta touch all the monkey bars. Okay.
Yep.
Who's up?
What ridiculous.
Scroll down.
Okay.
No one knows.
I am up.
Jack's up. Where's your keeper?
All right.
Right now?
My keeper was Manuel Defoe.
All right,
We
so you
talked
had-
about him. He's my pick to win.
You're gonna pick him to win?
Yes, in the prediction contest, which will be up by the time this episode is on tomorrow.
This keeper is an all-time keeper.
This
pretty good
is
keeper.
this is Annie
21st pick.
Yeah,
It's
what
pretty
did
good.
we did a bad job last time. I was just like, this international athlete. Psh. I knew he was good though, but the only time I ever got to see him was Abu
The
Dhabi.
Fox guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do Fox.
I wasn't buying it. Okay,
All right.
Jack, you got one. You need 2 dudes.
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? When Jack picks all the international athletes every time and gives this big like soliloquy about them, when he hits, he looks like a genius.
yeah.
But it's just a numbers game.
We don't.
You
Yeah, we don't
swipe-
talk about the
You swipe
misses.
enough, eventually you find one.
Yeah, we got to start tracking these misses. just
I
so
got
Jack knows.
Eugenio and then Ciro in Mexico last year. They got 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, because you picked every Mexican athlete.
Yeah.
Some of them were going to do
I
well.
I wrote an article saying that they're going to get in the top 5, potentially podium. Like I wasn't just
emailed my
guessing in
mom.
the draft.
Yeah, did you
Which-
What do
I
you
don't
wrote?
believe that.
You wrote an article like in your journal? What do you mean you wrote?
no,
an
it's for
article?
Spartan's website
For Spartan.
on Spartan.com. Very easy to find.
Dear
Never saw
diary.
that.
Rich and Bracken were jerks again today.
Yeah,
Yep.
mean. Wait till they
Signing
see.
off.
Wait till they see how good Ciro is.
Wait till they see which international athlete I'm picking right now. Manuel
I'm going to
Ciro
show them what the
Camacho.
foe is up.
Camacho.
All right, I'm going international again.
Yes.
Right here, just so Bracken can't get him because he likes saying his name. He was in Palm Beach, and he's one of those hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get 7th, you might get 30th. He didn't have a great showing in Big Bear, but this isn't the same type of Big Bear we've seen, which is probably going to be in his favor, just like Mark Batras, like not great at Big Bear typically, but different course layout and experience matters. He's making the trip out here. He's raced all the big names. I don't think he's going to be intimidated. I like him.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Everything. Yeah.
But you made my job easy.
All right. Who are we going with?
Natalie. I'll take 50-50 of Natalie because she has a 50% chance that she'll 100% be top 5.
You think she's kicking out Rose, Nicole, Chris,
Works 50% of the time every time.
Yeah, Ida.
Okay, top 6. Guaranteed to be top 6. There's no one else left.
Faye? Julie?
Come on, man.
You got names.
She does dribbling clinics.
That's true. BK likes that. What do you think she
Yep.
could do a dribbling
Yeah.
mile?
Your mile. Sub 6.
I don't know why she's not done one.
What's the female record?
She'll set it, whatever it is.
I thought 2 girls from North Carolina did it. They were quick.
Because Natalie has serious handles.
Yeah. Yeah, the dribbling is not going to be her issue. She's going to be real fluid with it. But there's no one left on the board who is a boom or bust, in my opinion, like high level that she has. She's a boom or bust because
True.
she's either going to show up and do well or she's not going to race. So on the off chance she races, I think she's the best available. I can't wait for a wild card for her. I got to make money moves early.
All right. We will see. We will see if there is a Bracken, how far do you think you can run with the ball spinning on your finger?
6 feet.
6 feet?
6 feet? Oh, I was going to go like at least 50 feet.
Running with it, legitimately, maybe 20 feet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like shuffle jogging and tapping
Yeah.
it.
Like a ruck? That I don't think that counts.
Yeah, if I'm ruck marching, much farther, but running,
Running probably not very
Okay.
far.
I'm gonna get one half of
Probably
a
like back here.
retap on it, and it's gonna fall off.
Yeah, Natalie. Could
I think
probably
as soon
run
as you tap again to keep it spinning, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm done.
I was never good at the tap. I could get the
Yeah.
thing going, but
You just need like the serious wrist
Can
flick
you
at
get
the
it?
beginning to spin.
I'm a 2-hand starter.
One
oh,
hand,
really? I go one
all
hand.
right hand, middle finger.
Can you get it going around your chest? Fling it back up.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right. I am going to take Matt Quinlan here, round up my dudes.
Yeah.
He is probably not the fastest runner, but he's definitely tough. So if this is hard and there's like a bucket carry there, I think that he will be willing to put it all out there. But we'll see how like the high end fast running is. But I don't know, like this running might not be that fast.
Getting to the
It might be a
finals,
grind.
the prelims are gonna be fast.
Maybe.
The finals outside of the top 3 or 4 is not going to be fast. It's going to be the grinders are going to be 5 through 10 or however many they allow into finals.
Right. Right. Yeah. How many dudes do we have signed up for this, Jack? Is this all the dudes?
20.
20. So will they do, are they going to do the same thing? 20, 10, and 5?
That's my guess. Yeah.
How many were signed up in Florida?
More
More than
24,
that.
something like that.
They
What
let
was-
8 through, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, there it is. I was like, missing.
They let
people at
8
the
or
top.
9 through.
Wait. So there's
They
20 signed
not
up.
this list right. I don't know. Signed up. This is who's confirmed with me. There are probably more people who I just am not aware of. But I asked the big players and some, like for instance, Emmanuel Sierra Camacho. He's like, these people from Mexico are going. Like we're on the same flight. So that's how I know some people from Mexico, for instance, who I probably wouldn't have reached out to. But yeah, I've got 20 names listed right here.
Right. So say that there's 20 total. So there'll be
14, then 7 probably.
You think that's what they'll do?
Yeah.
Because I thought they were just taking like half and half.
Because no, last time it was 23 or 20 or 25, and they did 17 and then 9 for the finals. Because Adam Beach made it in 9th by like a 10th of a second.
And the women, they did something different though, right?
No, yeah, they skipped the first opening round. They do the top 2/3 make it to round 2.
Oh, okay.
And then the top half of those make it to the finals.
Oh, okay. So it's not like half and half.
Yeah. Nope.
I've had 3 dreams now that I don't qualify for the final.
Did you like forget
Usually
your
happen.
Did you forget your Evo jaws or something at the line and just like had to run back and miss the start?
Just not good enough.
You ran the whole race? Were you like crawling in the dream?
What are you saying about Jack?
Yeah.
No,
Some
I'm like
good people here didn't make the finals last time.
I'm more whenever I have a bad running dream, it's like I'm like in mud or I forgot something.
There's a stick
I
in
do
the
a whole lot
way.
of not making it to the start, but sometimes I'm just like you come to and you're a mile behind.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
And like you
that's what's been
can't.
happening.
That's tough. That's bad.
Or I'm like running a heat and I do well in it and I check the leaderboard and I'm like everyone in every other heat beat me.
Hmm.
Which
Jacked
can easily
experience
happen
terrifies me.
in this format. It can easily happen.
Yeah. You fail one rig, boom.
Let's say that it's the course does have that mud, does have the snow. You're in round 1 where there's like the most on the line. Which would you want to go first and have like fresh, you're the person going on this course? Or do you want other people kind of maybe breaking the snow? Like what would the ideal order of operations be for when you get sent out?
I don't know if it matters.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to hit that type of snow.
Yeah, they got a lot, but it probably melted like now that it's mid-May.
Plus base camp. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Palmerton is the wild card of the series.
With the
hot and mountain.
With the setup and the heat and the steep hills that they can use. It could be a total difference maker out there. You could see multiple grip. I think it's kind of like the wild card.
They get like ape hanger in there.
They
should find a way.
They won't make it all the way out there. Did they use the same start line that they used for the sprint and the super in Florida?
Yes.
They would have to move the
if
start
they do
line
that.
at Palmerton.
Yeah, if they do that, they won't make it to ape hanger, but they can still hit a nasty carry, a nasty crawl.
You'll get that
twister rig. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where they.
There could be not much flat there. You could have 3 hills.
Oh, there probably won't be any flat. Yeah, it probably will start up, probably cut across, go down, up, down, up. So yeah, I think you'll get 3 and then finish.
And you could have 3 legit rig type obstacles or 2. So anyway, I don't think you're going to see terrain matter as much here, but something's going to happen in one of these races that people aren't prepped for.
Oh yeah. All right, who's up next?
I'm up.
Quinlan. So you have
finishing
back.
Yep. I'm going to finish with Allison Stewart here.
Do you know her?
I just saw she was on here. I know she was on the podium in Montana. Seems like she's a pretty decent athlete.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say recently she had a good race. Good deal. All right, Bracken. I mean, someone's got to finish in the top 10, so that's 10 points for you potentially. So, Bracken, you need one more woman and one more guy.
All right.
No, he has all his guys.
No, we're doing 6 and 4.
We're doing 6 dudes. Oh my god!
I thought we were.
Take Ashley Heller.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Ashley Heller for me, please.
Okay.
I think we're going to see some improvement from her.
It's amazing she's still left on the board.
You just learn so much going through this once.
We think. I mean, just I don't know. Like
even like the first time you do a really nasty sim or a Metcon or a real anaerobic interval session, your second one just goes much better. There's the Band-Aid being ripped off in the first one that you're just not always ready for. It's the unknown, and it's gone for some of these athletes now.
It's like the 15-15 challenge. Like you're like, oh, I can totally do that. I'm good at climbing hill. And then it punches you in the face. And then you do it the next time. You're like, all right, I'm a little more ready for it.
And then you just never do it again.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's terrible.
Because why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, historically speaking, I mean, but we just haven't seen.
She hasn't shown it as much.
Haven't seen it in a while. Yeah.
But it's there.
It's there.
I believe in it.
Yeah. Her high-end abilities is as good as anyone's.
Yep.
Jack, you need 2 dudes?
Oh, I'm up. I didn't know that. My bad. All right. I got to go international. Ireneo Fermin. He was right around top 6 or 7, I thought, in Mexico last year. I'd have to look it up, but I remember he's beaten like Angel, who I'm very surprised is not going to be at this race, to be honest, with all the Mexican contingent. But I was told by multiple people Angel didn't get back to me, but I was told by multiple people he will not be there. He's not on the plane with everybody going over there. So I'm honestly pretty surprised at that. But yeah, he's a solid racer over there, always up there in results. Usually a little bit behind like Eugenio and Ciro, but in that next pack, so pretty solid. And then the next guy, he just won Montana, Balin Bean. So he beat Matt Rock, and Matt said that he just like dusted him on the runs. He's a really frail guy, like smaller, and I don't know how much
frail.
Frail.
How about
frail
that?
Implies injury and weakness and
very
eating
small,
lettuce.
very small, like smaller than John Yatsko frame, like real smaller runner. But he's
Yatsko wasn't frail. I'm standing up for you, Balin.
Frail. English is not my
Frail.
first language. I'm sorry.
This is your freaking captain calling you frail. Oh my
I still
God.
picked him.
You're gonna have to go
He's
to battle
sickly,
with him. Jeez.
Jesus.
Iron lung.
You tell me anything about him. Yeah, the iron lung. He'll still beat half your team with an iron lung up the mountain. But no,
False.
he just won. I know. He just won Montana. He did age group a lot last year, and now he's doing whatchamacallit, a couple more mountain races. He's mainly like an ultra trail runner. And he will be at Fort Carson, so that'll be cool to see him again about a month from now at another race. But yeah, you just win a race last weekend. I'm not going to leave you on the board.
You're gonna do Fort Carson?
Probably the super. I'll let it get smashed down. I don't want to do a beast on that terrain. That's nasty.
I rarely get on board with people talking like that. I fully support that at Fort Carson.
It's a terrible
just
course.
Foolish.
Terrible course.
It's the worst course that I've ever run, like in terms of enjoyability.
Yeah, it really wasn't enjoyable at all. I don't. Yeah, a beast. And if it's hot like it was last year too, oh my god! I'm definitely not doing that stupid.
I can literally see it from my window right now. It's that close. I can sleep in my own bed, and
does it look terrible?
I've skipped. Yeah, it looks terrible. I've skipped the race before because I hate that terrain so much.
If you want to go get scratched up in Texas, you go to Texas and embrace that. Yeah. That's not what you go to Colorado for.
Right.
No.
Right.
They've hosted during COVID. They wouldn't let people on Fort Carson for the race, so they had it at the Pikes Peak International Speedway. So you have all this amazing mountainous terrain nearby, and you go at a flat auto racing park, and then 4 cars for your I don't understand it.
Yeah, I never got to race like the Breckenridge. Or was there an
Breckenridge
Aspen?
was fantastic.
You know where they should have done it?
Yeah.
Air Force Academy.
Oh yeah, you've got hills. That'd be so much
trails, better. Lush, everything you could ask for. Yes. Air Force Academy is where it's at. Forget Fort Carson.
I agree. Yeah. Maybe make some phone calls real quick to ask them next year. Not that I'll have any say.
I burnt that bridge. I reached out one of my bullets to, I consider Joe DeSena one of those people. You got a 6-shooter.
Yeah.
You only have certain bullets you can use. I used one to get him to give us a chance to come to Lambeau Field, and it didn't even come close to selling out, and they left and never came back. And I think it eradicated all my other bullets. I can't use them now.
Yeah.
Just too hard to get to.
You cost me 6 figures.
Like seriously, if we can't sell out Lambeau Field, then this race, it won't work in the Midwest. And guess what? They don't come to the Midwest anymore.
You had Milwaukee. You had Miller Park also.
There's Wrigley. I mean, I guess there's still
Toyota Stadium. Yeah.
All right. Well, Midwest just doesn't show up.
Yep.
Brought it on yourselves. Just make sure you go to Fort Wayne. Redemption. There's going to be like 35 people at that Fort Wayne race.
I just found out I can't go.
You can't go
to DecaFit.
You going to come to PA?
I don't know what I'm going to do now.
You have to.
Orlando.
Because we're up in the UP camping that weekend. I can't go. So it might have to be Orlando.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get
a house together.
PA's that next weekend.
We'll see. We'll talk offline.
Orlando's going to have more.
Found out last night I can't.
Yeah, but you won't, if it's just too many eggs in one basket. You want 2 cracks. 2 cracks in those eggs.
Yeah.
Your shoe couldn't come untied. You could ignore my advice. You could still wear the Takumi Sens and be like, I just didn't have any grip. And then if you do that, you can then fix them up like VJ did, bring them down to Orlando, and roll.
Those might fail.
They might fail, for sure.
You might have an equipment failure.
You need a safe pick. I'm interested in the streak flies.
Streak. I tried a pair of them on. I do not like their lateral stability.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have the lockdown of the streaks. For me, they didn't. It's not to say they won't work for you. I'm more interested in the Saucony, what is it called?
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what
Sinister.
they're calling them. Yeah, are those out?
Yeah.
Got a cop a pair.
Bracken, I mainly want you to go to Orlando because I don't think you're gonna make world championships unless you do.
Well, if he doesn't race any of the races, I agree.
Well, if he goes to PA, I don't think he's gonna get enough competition.
Come
You
on.
think you need competition for DECA?
Not really.
It helps. 10
My
of the
take
top
is that for
12,
hybrid racing, you don't need competition.
you need a couple people with you. It helps.
Yeah, maybe because it does kind of. It could be. It's easy to shut down like those last like three runs and
Yeah.
3 stations.
I just went 25 flat in my sim this week, so I'm fine.
Dude, this kid is
Perfect.
nice. Put him
Watch
in.
out, Kent.
And
Watch out, Rich.
we're extending to 20. Is what it looks like for.
Yeah.
Someone asked made a YouTube comment if there's anything online about DECA World Championships, and no, I don't believe there is. But they just made a.
I replied.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did. And they just made a post about
2 heats.
Today, top 20, every single age group has a team in it. We got a text from Yancey also clarifying it. So
Heat 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20.
yep,
huh.
you're definitely going to see some people.
Why not just make it? Why not make it 24? If you can fit 12 people in a heat, why would you make it
I think
20?
10 because DECA is 10, but that's my thought.
I like that.
I don't like it.
Rich doesn't want to be on the bubble for anything anymore, ever
No.
again in his whole life.
I was on the bubble last year, so I would have screwed myself, but it makes sense numerically.
I would happily run in the second heat of Hyrox World Championships. So whatever.
Yeah. They like
Pull a
it.
Megiddo.
That was a different course.
Yeah, he and Wooly. But all right, real quick.
Bo Wills, last guy out.
All right, Bracken, Rich, Bracken, me.
All right.
And if we're going
Dudes.
genders, everyone's got their 4 women.
We need dudes.
Can't pick another
I would
one
like
until
Miguel Panton.
Oh, you stole my pick. I'm gonna use it. I'm doing
At
it.
me.
You're doing it? You're blocking, Rich?
I'm not.
Round
blocking.
10?
Round 10, some guy that Bracken has no idea who he's picking.
Yeah.
Panton.
Is that how you pronounce that? There's a bunch of accents
Probably.
out there.
Well, I mean, technically, in Spanish, it's the
They don't have
first one.
all.
You technically don't say the second. Vowel is the one that's accented generally, but this is 2 in a row, so I'm not sure.
This is directly from his page. I copied it off. So
Double accent? I have no
double accent.
You could have just said something and just completely made that up about.
Maybe it's pontoon.
Pontoon. Michael Pontoon. That's probably who
who we're talking about. No water, no swim. Not good for pontoon. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. I will then take Jesse Ulhorn.
Ulorn.
You guys are
Bodes well for you.
You guys are toast.
Screwed.
Nasty. All right. And then I'll take Lauren Griffith. Wild card.
I almost took her over Ashley Heller.
Yeah,
She lives in Utah, so
she was who I would take next.
Yeah.
But I took her, so you cannot.
Correct. Which leaves me. Oh, she's still on the board.
All right. For some reason, it's not letting me like scroll or something. Okay, there it is.
I don't know how you can choose not take someone with the last name of Solomon. Alexandra or Alexandra. I'm not sure. Solomon.
All right. Gonna be on some trails.
She was in Palm Beach, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was 9th or 10th. I don't know. She wasn't one of the. She basically placed because there weren't a ton of people, but she still has experience on the race.
She was the last one they brought in, right?
I think so. Yeah, her or something.
She the
Caroline
triathlete?
May. No, that was Caroline May or something May. But
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, she's got the last name of a pair of shoes that I ran in this weekend and
Yeah.
loved.
Got to go with it.
Never running Solomons. I should get a
Pulsar soft ground I ran in this weekend, and oof,
Nice.
are those babies spicy.
All right. Gotta get some.
All right.
Very
That
narrow.
I don't
Very
mind
narrow.
narrow. I don't mind narrow.
Yeah, I don't like narrow. Narrow sucks. All right. I'm gonna go Amber Nelson with the last pick.
All right.
I think it's gonna be a pretty reasonable format for her.
Yeah, she's
And
been doing some hybrid stuff.
I was gonna say we've seen her in the DECA arena. Like we saw Julie Best kind of really had a really good race. And she's been doing a lot of hybrid stuff as well under training with Ryland. So I think that, having a little bit of a hybrid experience is going to pay off in this type of format.
All right.
Ryland's one of those people I'd love to see their programming that he's putting out for people.
It's like Monday, run up a hill, jump off the top of it.
Yeah.
Tuesday, ski erg, shoot some guns.
We gotta have him on the podcast again. He reached out a while back. We were booked, but I want to know his methodology.
You guys were booked?
Yeah. No, you had him on there before.
You think this is like the March of Dimes over here?
So all your Q&A was answered at that point?
I want to see you guys have Gabe Heck on the show.
You should have Gabe Heck on the show, dude.
I mentioned him last year as a guest, met him in Dubai, mentioned him again to you guys. I'm like, Wisconsin, right there. Solid athlete.
D1 athlete. Yeah.
Hasn't happened.
Over and we can record in studio.
Yeah. Now seems like the time. But
real nice.
All right, let's do a quick recap. Rich, here's your team. Read them off.
I have Nicole Miracle. How do we say it? Wasn't there a debate? Miracle? Mark Batris.
Nicole Miracle.
It's not Miracle.
I say Mer. It's not. Yeah.
Mark Batris, Alvaro Vasquez, Sierra Perez,
Patrice.
Sarah Rich, Julie Best. Those ones are easy. American names. No problem. Dustin Needham, Matthew Quinlan, Allison Stewart, Jesse Allorn, and Lauren Griffith.
Wow.
Killers.
That was like something Patton would deliver. They're ready to run through a brick wall for you, Kirk. Or Rich. I call you Kirk.
I don't want to read any names anymore.
I think you have, if we were running a 5K, your team would 100% win the 5K scoring battle.
Woo! We're running a 3K.
Yeah.
Got 4 for sure.
Yeah.
How are we scoring this week? We're doing 5. No,
we're doing the same
7.
thing.
7. Yeah.
Same exact
top
thing.
7. Right.
Okay. All right. Bracken, you pick second.
You know it.
Who you got?
Ryland Shodig, Chris Rogloski, Tyler Bierman, Faye Morgan, Jack MF and Bauer, Ethan Brown, John Howard 123, Natalie Miano, Ashley Heller, Miguel Pontone, and Alexandra Solomon. I almost said Michael Pontoon because you guys are jerks.
This team looks nice, kid.
This actually is a pretty solid team. Especially if Natalie shows up and decides to do it. That's good wild card right there.
Natalie could make or break, and John Howard could be a really big pick for you too.
Yeah.
I think he'll do well.
No rig to slip up some of my round 5 pick.
You could have left him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Great bucket carrier.
I like bucket carriers.
Good descender.
Good descender.
We'll see. Let's see how the team goes. All right. My team, Ida Steensgård, Hawk Call, Yanka Popova, Rose Wetzel, Dustin Rudder, Ali Tippett, Manuel Defoe, Emmanuel Sierra Camacho, Irenia Fermin, Balin Bean, and Amber Nelson. Wow, those two almost rhymed. Fermin and Bean. Yeah.
You could have strung it together with some. You could have had some bars.
Yeah. Do that on the recap show.
It's going to come down to fan of the show favorite, friend of the show.
Yeah.
Camacho.
Absolutely. He might be like besides Tomek Tverdik, he might be the second most popular to pronounce name on the show.
Oh, do not disrespect Isabel Zamora Zarate.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
IZZ,
guys, IZZ, you're right. She's got her. Yeah, he's ESC, so he's like escape.
That's just Camacho. Right, he's just that's how you got into it.
It just sounds. It's a good name.
Strong name.
If I was a boxer, if I was a Mexican boxer, I'd want to be Camacho.
Yeah, Camacho Man, Randy Savage. Go.
All right.
I didn't say lucha libre.
I know that. I was trying to make a pun.
What do you guys think for do we want to make any picks here? BK, you want to like hedge some stuff or
I'll hedge some
podium?
bets.
You want to do some podium picks?
Top three.
Want to do
I've
top
got like
three?
5 minutes left, by the way, so I've got to hop off at 12:30.
Show
I
up
think
late.
Nicole and Chris both finish ahead of Ida,
All right.
which sets Ida up for a big reprisal in Abu Dhabi later on. And then on the men's side, from the very beginning of this, when they announced it, my first reaction has not changed, which is I don't think you want Rylan on this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think he's a real issue for people to handle. So I'm going to go with Rylan. Manuel Defoe has proved that he has the type of cojones and skill set needed to do well. So Manuel, and you know what? Give me a hot call.
Yeah. I was thinking the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Not in
Ahead of
Utah.
Tyler.
It's not in Utah.
This race is not in Utah. We must put that out there.
This is virgin wind territory for him.
He has dealt with snow before, so I feel like he's got it. Yeah, for me, I think Ida's going to have the upset win over Nicole. Third place, I've got Chris Rogloski. It's going to be a tight battle. I think the three of them, it won't be Nicole with a 1 minute lead after the first lap. I think you're going to have some tight battles right there. I just think that the sloppy terrain potentially that we're going to see is going to make Nicole a little bit tentative. That's why I'm picking against her. I'll probably be wrong. And on the men's side, Manuel Defoe, he's going to take home the win. Rylan just behind, and third place, Tyler Veerman's going to have some redemption.
Nice.
I hope so. I like Tyler a lot. Rooting for that kid.
I like I think I'm going to stick with the Cole experience, altitude. She's back. Then I'm going to go Ida. We've seen Ida has beat Chris she beat her a couple times last year. Beat her at Savage, beat her at OCR World Championships 3K.
Lost in the 15K.
To Chris?
Yeah.
What
Chris got
Chris?
second. Ida
She got
was
second.
Chris didn't
third.
really commit in that Savage race against Ida.
Did she go with her? I thought she went with her and
I thought she was off early.
Maybe. You could be right. Were you calling that one?
I don't know if it
Who
mattered.
knows?
That was a
Who
real
knows?
hard one to watch with the coverage.
That was ORM days. But I like Ida in second, Chris in third. I don't know. Chris, what is the most we've seen Chris excel at in this short of a duration?
Team champ, she looked nasty at OCR Worlds.
Yeah.
To the point where I think
team champs.
Spartan teams, she was on the winning team there, and she was like only a minute behind Rylan and VJ split. Like she was good.
To the point where I think if Nicole loses, it's because Chris beats her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris is going to be in it. She's not just going to be the default, I'm the last person on the podium type pick. She could easily win this. I agree.
This type of speed isn't something you could like out tough. There's like a physiological thing that happens. And I don't know if we've seen her dip into that successfully yet.
We're disrespecting Yanka.
We are disrespecting Yanka. Absolutely. But I'm not going to pick her. On the dude side, I'm going to go Rylan, then Manuel, and I'm going to pick Batris on here.
I like it.
I worry about Hawk on the 3 hoists. I'm sure he's been working on it. He has to be working on it.
I bet he has not.
You're just thinking you're fading that pick?
I bet he has.
I think he's got his dad's competitive mindset, and I don't think he has his dad's obsessive training trait. I don't think he has that bit where Hobie would have never let an obstacle get him twice ever in his life, or a course type or anything. I don't think Hawk has that. He's just a little more freewheeling than Hobie is. You look at the hair, you look at the tattoo.
He buzzed it off.
I'm talking about in snapshots. He's done things that his dad never would have done.
Pirate shorts. Yeah.
Cleaned it up.
Yeah. So I don't think that he's in the garage working on a hoist. I think he's kind of like, come on, whatever. I don't need to do that.
Shit is
I think
easy.
if Hawk Call shows up at the pirate shorts, everyone's in trouble.
I think if Rylan shows up with, what's the over under on pieces of KT tape? He has less than
16.
4. It's over.
Yeah.
Less than 4. Yeah. I'm
That's
with that. It's like the minimum amount.
a good line. Yeah. One for each appendage. Yeah.
All right, so we want to talk about basketball. What everyone's thinking about, what everyone's waiting for, 3 white guys who are runners to talk about basketball.
Philly lost. Philly sucks. Boston's making the championship for the Eastern Conference, and I think they're going to make the finals against the Lakers.
The
It's definitely not-
Lakers.
Yeah.
Just because I think Boston's soft doesn't mean that I didn't think the Sixers were soft. Too soft, but
Jason Tatum.
Tatum stepped up. Tatum stepped up for sure.
51
2 tubs
points.
of margarine smashing into each other on the court.
That's exactly what it was.
Couple pillows.
Until it was just one big pillow.
Joel Embiid had the largest drop off in points per game in the playoffs ever by an MVP. He scored almost 9.5 fewer points per game in the playoffs than he did during the regular season this series.
That's not great.
It's the worst ever.
Horford can't catch a break. He just can't wind up on the right team at the right time.
Yeah, but he was playing great defense, especially in Game 7. Yeah.
I'd take him on any team. I still think he's going to wind up on the Warriors and finish his career out there. He's perfect for them.
The year the freaking Sixers had him, he was such a bum. But he was out of position. He wasn't doing what he does in Boston. They just mismanaged him as an asset, which is frustrating. That seems to just be what the Sixers do. The worst part about Jason Tatum is that the Sixers traded up to take Markelle Fultz in the same draft, and they could have just taken Tatum. So
I am terrible at predicting college to pro upsides. Terrible.
No idea.
But Tatum, from the first day I saw him, I said to my sister, I think he's just going to be a shorter Durant. I think he's got that ceiling to him. He's the only guy I've hit on.
But that year, Fultz was like a no-brainer, consensus number 1 pick.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it's the same individual.
Fultz?
Yeah.
He's nice now.
He doesn't move the same.
Yeah.
He doesn't jump the same. He doesn't shoot the same. He doesn't dribble the same. He doesn't even use the same moves he used in college.
He's better now. He's
like
good.
Charles Barkley in Space Jam when he got the virus.
I wish the Sixers had him, but I mean, you take a first pick and you miss the Wiseman on the Warriors. They just get expensive, man.
Yeah,
you just got to get rid of those guys if they're not gonna play. I mean, they probably quit on him a little early, but
yeah. And Lonzo Ball got picked ahead also. I agree. Celtics even in third. That draft, it's they still got the best player out of there, even though there were seemingly 2 no-brainers. I don't know why Tatum wasn't predicted to be better because Ball couldn't shoot.
You can't predict this stuff.
You guys also had that guy with the heart problem, right? Or the health problem?
Who?
Sixers draft either before or after. You had 2 or 3 in a row of things.
Well, they missed Jahlil Okafor. They drafted
wasn't Okafor on the
Bridges, and they traded him.
Yeah. Didn't Okafor get drafted? No, I'm thinking of Mecca. Sorry, wrong Okafor.
You're back. You're way back.
Back. Not even in the league anymore. Yep.
But Sixers screwed it up. Team sucks. Ruined my day. I was really mad. I was mad.
Really?
I was this, and I usually don't want sports to affect my mood. I was more mad than the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is just disappointing and stupid ending. But this was just what are you guys? What are you doing? Are you kidding me? You're just going to stop? And it's no surprise. It's what happens with James Harden. James Harden on the team. So I hope they don't re-sign him. I don't know what they're going to do.
Doc's gone, so they'll probably keep him. They're not just going to clean.
They'll bring in Westbrook next.
No way.
They're just going to parade these who get Dwight Howard by the end of the year.
Daryl will never do that. What I think they'll try to do, they have Tobias Harris's expiring contract, which is egregious. But if there's a team who might be tanking, say the Mavericks, and then Luka's a big enough baby to be
he'll fit right in with Philly.
He'll be I could see him forcing his way out of Dallas, especially have a half a year with Kyrie. Package that.
Maybe Kyrie will go to Philly.
Give him a $1 million draft pick. No way.
Luka and Embiid, I don't know if that works.
Why not?
They need the ball.
Luka is Harden.
Arena.
Yeah,
I know.
Harden can make quick decisions. Luka takes 45 dribbles to get to a kick out.
Luka is
he's still
Harden
really good, regardless of how long it takes.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
But Joel's not a fast on-ball player. Yeah. And Luka's a slow on-ball player.
Yeah.
And that's where Harden was good with Joel, is that he could get the entry passes into him
Yeah.
and like and he puts Joel in good position. But it's like, hey man, make a shot, do something.
There were
Do
how many plays in the third quarter? There were like 2 or 3 where Embiid had the ball for like 4 or 5 seconds with the shot clock winding down, and you just had to take a fadeaway three from like 28 feet. It's just bad approach.
Harden's grifting for foul. He like stops playing offense so that he could try to get a foul call instead of like continuing to play. And they just don't call that shit the way that they used to.
Yeah.
So it's like
This isn't 2016 where you can get 20 free throw attempts a game like he used to.
He sucks.
Yep.
They all suck.
Yep. Isn't it funny how like you literally grow up and you're like 8 years old, you're like, all right, this is my team, and you're just gonna let it bother you in a good or a bad way the rest of your life how they do.
I'm a Nuggets fan.
Spring.
I'm a Nuggets fan now. Yeah. And if they lose, I'll be
never had that. Luckily, I've never been a diehard of any team.
Didn't you bail? You bailed on the Bucks. Were you back on being a Bucks fan this year?
Right here, got Patriots jersey.
I don't enjoy their style of basketball.
I
cheer for the city of Milwaukee.
You're a big fan of the hybrid athletes that came out from the greater area of it.
Talk about a draft class.
I mean, once Kirk ends up doing it, hopefully, then I think that Wisconsin is going to forget who Bracken is at this point in hybrid hierarchy.
Who the Bucks going to hire?
I'm not in a hybrid hierarchy. I'm a doubles player. Kirk and I are going to win doubles at Chicago next year.
That's true. Yep.
Because Rich will be in the big dance.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to sign off. So.
All right.
No outro.
No intro. No outro. BK, what do you guys have on Running Public?
We just put out one today. We started a little mini series on the different training cycles, 7-day versus 9 or 10 versus a 14-day. So today was the 7-day breakdown.
Nice. Never done a 14. Kicking around the idea of a 10. 7 just is tight and nice.
Eilish McColgan, or she's the European half marathon record holder. She does a bunch of training blocks in Colorado Springs. So I've seen her at the gym several times when she's here, and she does a 9-day.
She's just running knock-kneed.
She does a lot of the arc trainer for her cross training also. So just a couple of things
because her mechanics cannot take probably
that is very true
40 miles a week the way that she runs. Yeah.
She's just so fast, though.
She just set the English 10K.
30:01 or something, right around 30 flat. Just missed it.
Yeah, I think that 9-day, which turns into 10 if you take an off day at the end of it, but that 9 or 10-day, I think is kind of what the human body's made for. Most people.
7 doesn't make sense, if you race a lot.
From a calendar, that's it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's part of it.
Yep.
Like the consistency of training is part of the deal.
Our breakdown is that I think a 7-day works great if you can commit to cutting out a quality day. If you become a 2 quality day a week person with a skill day in there, or drop down, I think it works well for double threshold stuff.
Yeah.
But trying to triple in there, that's where people get into trouble.
Comes a lot.
And then you can't fit strength training in.
It works in college track. That's about it. But anyway, I'm signing off. You guys can keep talking.
All right, I gotta eat lunch now. That's my workout window.
Yep. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.